What's up, Duffy? Little Scorpion Queen, how are you? How's everybody doing? Yes, stick this out. Hello, my fellow African Americans. Hello, Jacob. Good to see you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. What's up, Frankie Berry? How are you? Let everybody roll in. Guys, it's a dangerous amount of 2 weeks away we are. It's a dangerous amount. JeanBenet. Oh, that was you, little Scorpion Queen. Did I say it was somebody else yesterday? I'm so sorry if I gave that joke to somebody. If I accredited that. Hey. No ads, no ads on this. Although I'll mute it so I can give BUNKBED COFFIN. That was BUNKBED COFFIN. I'll give him the credit. Let's watch the ad. Haha, YouTube. Give him the money, but I'm not watching the ad. I'm talking to you guys. Well, is the ad over? Don't want to skip it because I want BUNKBED to get all the monies, but I do mute it. So my apologies if little Scorpion Queen, I accredited that JeanBenet Ramsey joke to somebody else. Let's bring it up because it was a really good joke. Well crafted, timely, excellent joke. Oh, we got a lot of Pouty Boys today. We're gonna get into the Pouty Boys. There should be a new rap group. Here's Kristi Noem at her wedding dressed as adult JeanBenet Ramsey. Oh my god, that was the funniest joke. That was so good. That was like something you saw on Comedy Central, roast of Kristi Noem, live from the women's prison, the roast of Kristi Noem. What is this? Hold on. What is that? Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't even gotten time to go through like all the things I gotta show you. I gotta show it to you. I've gotta show it all. It turns out Kristi Noem's husband, which is the funniest thing. If you go look up what's trending right now, it's not Brian Noem. It's Kristi Noem's husband. Dude doesn't even have a name. He'll just be called Kristi Noem's husband. It's so funny to me. But it turns out he's not the only drag queen that is in the Republican Party. You may recognize him as Rudy Giuliani. Donald Trump's little nasty girl. Hold on. Where's the clip? I got a clip of it. Here's Rudy Giuliani telling Donald Trump something. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Ooh, Rudy. Rudy. If that's not a unisex name, I don't know what is. Remember Rudy from the Huxtables? Remember the little kid? Rudy? Kristi Noem. That was a good one too. Kristi Noem. We got so much. Guys, we're going to the moon. Guys, I heard we're going to the moon. How far away from we are going to the moon are we? I heard it was 2 weeks away.
Dangerous levels of 2 weeks away.
That is dangerous levels of 2 weeks away, but we're there, guys. We're 2 weeks away from the moon. That's what Israel told me. They said just 2 weeks away from getting to the moon, man. Getting to the moon. We're going to the moon? You gotta be kidding me. I meant to pull that clip up. Hold on. We landed on the moon? Hold on. A little slow. Sorry. If you hit subscribe, you hit the notification bell. I could do this much quicker, but until then, you gotta get up at 4 for the egg. We landed on the moon. There we go. First thing. Boom. Goes.
No way.
Oh, for you kids who didn't experience Dumb and Dumber on VHS at home, on a on a VCR, where you couldn't just, oh, that was funny, let me tap and watch it again. Let me scroll back with your finger. For you kids that don't know the joys of just getting to rewatch, you kids have, listen to me for a second. You kids have autoplay. That didn't exist when I was growing up. You wanted autoplay, you had someone sit next to the VCR and go, hit rewind. Or if you were real churched up, maybe your family had one of those auto rewinders on the VCR. Well, tape would stop, you hear zzz, going back. You kids, when I was going to school, if we wanted autoplay, we had to hit rewind. Now you kids just get autoplay. Next. Oh no. I'll never. It's great. We landed on the moon. Oh, the simpler times, when we just had the Clinton pedo regime in office. The simpler times. We landed on the moon. I just wanted to show you that because it's funny. I'm not even going to play this stuff. These people are getting so odious. That's my new word. Odious. Fox News is so odious that I'm not gonna play some of their stuff because, like, if you can see, this is a woman, this is a black dude, and then two white guys, and Fox News is trying to play it down like this isn't some woke ass crew. They're like, "Wow, this is a very monumental day. We're going to the moon again." It's like, shut up and call it woke, and tell them the green M&M hates them or something. Like, do your Fox News stuff. Why now are you trying to calm the tides? My Christ, folks. By the way, job market's not looking good. Okay? Real bad. Real bad. Everybody's going to suffer pretty soon. And this dodo, I got some audio of him, this pouty boy right here, stormed out. Has a president ever went to the Supreme Court hearings and like stood there like a bully? Like, you better what? I'm watching. Who gave you that job? You know what I mean? Like, dude. Now, I didn't read this story because, again, Daily Beast wants my email or for me to subscribe. But these bitches had pop-ups just when I went to the site. Okay? I know you're getting paid. You don't need me to subscribe, Daily Beast. God. Bunch of jerks over there. And they dress well, too. They're well-dressed jerks. You ever seen their Daily Beast podcast? I used to watch it all the time. I don't anymore. What's her name? Johanna and Michael or something? Something like that. Goddamn. She has great hair. It's absolutely snow white and just like strings of spaghetti. It falls off her head. But they're too well dressed for them to be begging me for subscriptions. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I didn't read this, but I could just imagine. Plus, I have the audio of this dodo bird talking after it. I also have the audio of the dodo birds from inside the Supreme Court hearing. Absolute. I mean, if you ever thought we're going to talk about wealth tax too, if you ever for a second were like, well, those people have those high paying jobs because they're very smart, I'm going to prove you wrong today. Okay, if you haven't just been watching Trump for the entire of his life, Charlie Clan. Let me get to the beginning of this. Now remember, I was reading about this yesterday. I don't give a shit about Charlie Clan. Release the kid who didn't do it, you know what I mean? We all saw it. Charlie Clan died of fentanyl, folks. So, if you want to do something in his honor, maybe start a bunch of free rehabilitation clinics and reintegration into the society clinics in Charlie's honor for his overdose. But anyways, there was this news. New court filing, the bullet used to there was no bullet. A bullet of fentanyl. Whatever Charlie Kirk does not match the rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson. The murder weapon and the alleged one are not the same. One of these things is not like the other. Cat, please don't start pressing on the keyboard. This is not minor evidentiary dispute. If it doesn't match, the prosecution's case is a fundamental problem. Joe Kent said, yada yada yada. Who cares what Joe Kent said? I guess Kent confirmed Charlie Clark was under documented pressure from pro-Israel donors in the weeks before his fentanyl overdose, folks. Got another one, Only the bad die young, they say. Only the horribly racist die young. In this one scenario. The investigation was stopped. Now it doesn't match. Bum bum bum. This is like the worst Scooby-Doo episode I've ever seen. It was just everybody's Donald Trump underneath the mask. It's like, you were Epstein's murker? You were Epstein's best friend? You were the guy who destroyed our economy? You bankrupted the casinos? You want to bang your daughter? It's like everything. He's just a scumbag. And guess who's fucking around and finding out, guys? These are the poutiest boys. Hold on, let me show you number one pouty boy. Oh, look at the pouty boy. He's a pouty boy. Here's number two pouty boy. Let me show you the pouty boy picture. Oh. Wait. No fucking way. Goddamn. April Fool's got me. Damn it. Goddamn internet. Here's the other pouty boy. Sorry. This is the other pouty boy. So we got Donald and Kristi Noem's husband, the couple of pouty boys. But now we got new pouty boys, okay? I've showed you the FAFO MAGAs, right? This guy donated, you can see here, $60,000. And he's from New Hampshire. What a dipshit. He donated it to Trump 47 committee, which I'm assuming that just went to like buy Bitcoin or something to snipe the Bitcoins. So hey, what's up, BCJ? Good to see you. To snipe some Bitcoin so he could rug pull his maggots. And now this guy, he became a pouty boy. If you don't believe me, look at this. Yo, he posted. This has you you cheated on me energy all over it. He posted, look, this is the picture. Who's very proud boy, donator to Trump at the Bitcoin, sorry, not Bitcons. Happy to meet President Trump at Bitcon today. Bitcon Nashville. And what's this dude's name? This is his post. Look, but if you say I have TDS or I'm a liberal, you need a new argument. There are millions of conservative members who are now torched the broad coalition like me. Oh, this guy's so tough now after he found out Donald Trump will come with no lube. You know what I mean? Bruce Fenton, that's his name. Bruce Fenton, third pouty boy of the day. Because who the fuck? Bro, did nobody at Bitcoin Con tell you, like, this is bitch-made material right here? Like, this makes you look like your boyfriend went and banged the fucking girl at work he was telling you about, and you tore up a photo and posted it online. Yeah, he posted it like we know, like we're thinking he doesn't have doubles and triplicates of this. Like he didn't send this out as a Christmas card last year. Give me a break, Bruce Fenton. Is that his name? Bruce Fenton. Yo, these Pouty Boys are everywhere now. All of them are Pouty. Look at this. Listen, raise your hand if you're a grown man, tore up a photo and then posted it like it was a goddamn gourmet meal on online. What is this, Facebook? I don't even know. Oh, this is not Twitter. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know what it looks like now. But if it's gray and weird, then okay. But look, Bruce Fenton got burned by Donald Trump, and he was like, "That's it. It wasn't the Epstein files. It's, I can't pay $5 for gas. I have an F-750. Oh my god, I'm never gonna make it to the office. Why'd you get a truck? To look really tough. It's to make up for the nothing in my nethers." I can't pay $7 a gallon for gas in my F-850. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna tear this photo up and I'm gonna mail it to him. Bruce, you bitch made. Bruce, oh, I hope you get over the heartache soon, my friend, because I want you posting again. I want somebody else to break your heart so you can post more bullshit online. Yo, this is the funniest thing ever. This is a president, dude. He cares about none of you. The only person in this world he cares about is Ivanka Trump, his daughter, who he wants to stick his in her. You know what I mean? It's the only person Donald Trump cares about. He wished Ghislaine Maxwell well, sent her to a prison camp, not a prison. He fucking doesn't care about none of you. He don't care about MAGA. He told you that, and you are online posting this like, how do you like that? Donald tore up our picture. Bruce. Oh God, does anybody know Bruce? I want you to come on the show, man. I don't want to ask you anything, and God knows I wouldn't take no fucking advice from a nerd like you. Bitch mode! But Bruce, I just want you to come on so I can laugh in your face and then hang up on you. That's it. And then maybe I'll send you a photo of me superimposed with you. I'll send you a photo of me with my head right there, and you could tear it up and post it online. Yo, what grown ass man is doing this on Facebook? You have too much time on your hands, Bruce. You know, you listen to Sade and fucking Prince, and you do a breakup like a real man. You drink some tea and sweats, you know? And you break up with the president, which is hilarious. All these dudes think they're Donald Trump's side bitch. All of these dudes. You understand that? Everyone in MAGA, not the ladies. The ladies, you're too old for Donald. I don't know how to break it to you. Most of you in your 50s and you got a big fupa, and you're just not his type. I don't know how to break it to you, ladies. But these men in MAGA are desperate to be his side bitch. Exhibit A. This is my Supreme Court hearing on MAGA men desperately wanting to be Donald Trump's side bitch. I present to you Exhibit A. He was never my first choice in the primaries. Oh, Bruce, it's not getting better once I start reading the words, Bruce. He was never my first choice. This is the quintessential, like, I didn't even want to date her. She wasn't even, I was trying to get with her sister. Not that one, the hot one. She just happened to come on to me, and I said, all right, I'll throw a dog a bone. Bruce, you've disrespected the whole state of New Hampshire, man. I'm glad I'm not even up there. Live free or die. I think we know which one you should choose. He was never my first choice. Look at Bruce's face. Oh, he's so proud. He's a proud boy. Look at all those slap bands he's got. Bruce, you got more silly bands than fucking middle schoolers, kid. Jesus, that's why you're tearing up pictures. He was never my first choice in the primaries, or my second, or even fourth. Well, Bruce, that's not how you count, dum-dum. It goes first, second, third. Oh, God, no wonder why he's so mad that Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about him. He thought he was in love. Look at this. He's like, sir, You even gave me the thumbs up, which is the international sign for BFFs. Bruce, or my second, or even fourth. Just say third, dude. But really, really, I would like to know who your fifth pick was, Bruce. Who's your fifth pick for president? Was it Marco Rubio? I should have pulled up the audio of Marco. Jeez, really, Bruce? Did you have 5 people all lined up? You were like, all right, not voting for him, not Jeb. Maybe Ross Perot. Is he still alive? I'm going to vote for Mitt Romney in 2024. Bruce, you were sounding like a desperate, desperate, scorned woman, man. I can't even say that. You know what? I am sorry to the ladies out there. He sounds like a fucking sea slug. You know, not even, I know ladies got respect. Ladies, listen, we all been burned, right? I understand you. And I'm kind of anti that phrase now. You know, well, actually, if you scorn a woman, she come before you. So I'm not anti that phrase. But anyways, Bruce, you were just sounding bitch made. I don't know how else to put it, Bruce. You should delete this right now because I'm going to keep reading it. I mean, it's already on the internet. And trust me, if you do delete it, I'll post it for you. He was never, oh, damn, he was never my first choice or second or even fourth. Operation Warp Speed and not firing Fauci were bad. So I figured he was a grifter narcissist with low understanding of liberty. I don't think you know what that word means, bro. But thought, quote, at least he says he won't start a war. He lied. Rug pull. Just like at the Bitcoin fucking convention you're at. Yeah, bro, that's what he does. That's his whole gimmick. He's a one trick donkey. He's a one trick ass, you know? He could cheat on his wife with some kids and grift people. There ain't much more to it, Bruce. Yo, you thought he wrote that book, Art of the Deal? Listen, if somebody's telling you the art of the deal, they didn't even read the book, guess what the art of the deal is? Getting you to give him money for a book he didn't write. That's the fucking true art of the deal, which is, again, the rug pull, just in a different sense. It's just a grift. We'll just call it a grift, Bruce. Okay? So the fact that you had a picture with him, very proud boy, picture with Trump, turned pouty boy, because, again, picture wasn't always torn up, folks. Happened to meet President Trump at Bitcoin Con. Very excited. Me and my very proud boy Donald are talking about rug pulls on the plebes. And then, I'm not even going to read this to you. I'm not even going to read this to you. These people are a nickel for 2,000 of them. They're a fucking goldfish, man. But now, the picture, one of these things is not like the other. If you guessed that he ripped it up, you're wrong. He was ripping up his broken heart. That's what this metaphor is. It's a broken heart, Bruce. Bruce Fenton, weenie of the day. we gotta come up with like a segment. You should hit subscribe so we can do that. Hit subscribe, man. What are you doing? Huh? Let's see. Is there something that we could? Well, no. Nah. Let me see. Let me just see if I can hit something. We need a segment thing. I should just make one. I don't have time to make one. I'm trying to afford egg and this $4 gas. You know what I mean? Everybody having a good time in America? Put your hands down. We know we know it sucks here. Oh man. And the worst part is soon
Everything's computer.
soon everything's computer, man. AI is trying to kill us all. And you know how far away they are? You know how close AI is to becoming sentient? 2 weeks away.
Dangerous levels of 2 weeks away.
That is dangerous levels of 2 weeks away. That's dangerous levels of 2 weeks away. All right, we got a Rudy Giuliani. Okay, so here's Proud Boy Brucey. He went on a big tirade how Donald Trump tricked him, started a war. And now he's a very pouty boy. But do you have any audio of Rudy Giuliani? You dirty, dirty boy, you, Rudy. Rudy. All right, we got to get to some news, people. We gotta get to some news. Don't go breaking my news. I won't go breaking news. Here he is. This is your tax money well spent. I waved my flag upside down at these people. Actually, I'm not gonna take it off. Let's keep that upside down. Let's keep it upside down, cause America's fucked. We're so fucked. We're so fucked when you live in a country that says the South will rise again. You know you're in a country that is fucked. New segment, Pouty Boy of the Day. Ooh, I like it. Well, this is not Pouty Boy of the Day. This is, if you can't tell, Kid Rock by the mullet up top. And this is Kid Rock saluting your tax dollars being wasted. That's what this is. I know you thought that was a helicopter, but wrong again, bitches. That is Kid Rock saluting a waste of American taxpayer money. So if you're paying your taxes, just know that this is what they're doing with it. You don't get health care, not trying to make shit affordable. They're saluting Kid Rock. And guess what? He was these bad tax boy spenders were going to get punished, and then Heg's keep breath, parakeet breath, Keg's parakeet breath. I think that's his name. He's the secretary of secretaries. You've seen him drinking at Fox News on the weekends. Now he's like the head secretary at the White House or some shit. I don't know. I'm guessing if you call Heg Pizza picks up, he's like, "Hello, secretary." Glug 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 glug. I'll put you right through. But apparently Donald Trump has some comments on the old wasting your tax money while Zoran Mamdani's in New York building goddamn childcare centers for government workers. Donald Trump's like, why don't you send those $1 million helicopters to go salute the great Kid Rock at the Southern White House? He calls his house the Southern White House. Um, anyways.
Video this week. I don't know if you saw the Army helicopter covering near Kid Rock's house in Nashville. Did you see that? I didn't see it, no, but
He saw it. He saw it. Anytime he's just like, no, 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 I didn't see it. What he's saying, again, if you guess that he said, I didn't see the video, you're wrong. I'm here to translate for you. What he said was, I don't want accountability for this. Oh, no, no, no. You're not pinning this on me.
I'm sure they had a good time. These helicopters have been suspended. What depends? Are they? Well, they probably shouldn't have been doing it. Yes, you're not supposed to be playing games, right? But I take a look at it. They like Kid Rock. I like Kid Rock. Maybe they were trying to defend him. I don't know.
Sir, what's your favorite Kid Rock song? If you like him so much, you know. What do you like about him? Do you like his bedazzled suits? What's your favorite thing about Kid Rock? Why does nobody ask these questions? I feel like we're getting nowhere in America, and this is part of the reason why they're not asking good questions. So you heard that. That's Donald Trump being the fucking flimsy worm in the wind he always is. Where he's like, I don't know, I'd have to take a look at it. You shouldn't be doing that, but I like Kid Rock. Do you like Kid Rock? Like dementia. This is one big dementia ad. Like most of us, I don't know many old people, but most of us don't get to constantly observe a dementia patient like every single hour of every day. And this dude, this is all he does. He's on the TV. For all MAGA who's like, oh, you're obsessed with him, we're talking about him again. Tell him to stay the fuck off the TV, man. He's always holding a press conference, talking to the press, getting upset the press isn't nice enough to him, calling them fresh. Did you hear that audio? I'm not playing it for you. Because again, it's stupid and it doesn't beat Quiet Piggy. That's all these guys do. Tell me another president who's been on the TV this much. Like, not since fucking JFK cracked the code of being on TV as a candidate has anybody been this much on the TV. Like, your screen time went up over the past 10 years just because you're like, this fucking guy again. I gotta watch this. What did he say now? And you have to, because again, he's the president. We've never had a president. Listen, I don't like presidents, just like the Pope. I don't respect the office of the Pope or the president. Sorry, I just don't. I want a tribunal council of mostly women. That's what I would respect. That's the only one that's gonna be head of my matriarchy. Okay, understand me? But these motherfuckers are perpetually online, online, and like the bad way. You know, they're just like, what could we say today that would make us sound stupider and confuse everybody? I've got it. Go, Pete Hegseth. Go.
The pilots, the logisticians, the intel analysts, the target, the sustainers, the flight crews, the air defenders, the base security, those maintainers who we walked up at sunset with the chill in the air on the flight. May God watch over all of them, each day and each night. May his almighty and eternal arms of providence stretch over them and protect them and bring them peace. In the name of Jesus Christ. And amen. Mr. Chairman, over to you. Thank you.
And was it? Wait, what the fuck? Did you just? Dude, I'm sorry. Hogs Keg Breath just turn that war cry into a prayer. He's like, and may we please destroy all of our enemies, sir. All of the kids' schools over there. Can we please? We'll take out all the water plants, all the electricity in the name of Jesus. Amen. Everybody bow your head. Show some goddamn respect for the Lord. Dude. Wait. I'm sorry, this is coming to me live. Now we go live to the Pope. The Pope says, fuck your feelings. God's not listening. Oh my God. Directly from there's white smoke coming out of the chimney, and it looks like the Pope has said, prayer rejected. I'm sorry, Hog Breath.
Arms of providence stretch over them and protect them and bring them peace.
Bring them peace because they're probably all gonna die.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
You know when Jesus taught us to pray? Does anybody know? Hold on, let me look at the comments real quick. What's up, Primal Screams? How you doing? Mine full stop. Make America gay again. Amen, sister. Seriously, whoever simps for presidents are weirdo. Yeah, seriously. I'm super sorry. Hit like, subscribe, unless you support pedos. How's the Dow? Oof, pink fur. Good to see you. Dow, not good. Dow, Dow, bow, wow. Listen, if anybody doesn't know, the reason they say our Father who farts in heaven, smelly be his name, that prayer, it's because that's what Jesus taught. That's literally, wait, hold on, let me find out where it is in case you want to fact check my shit, assholes. Jesus says how to pray. Bunch of dicks always questioning me. Lord's Prayer, not the Our Fathers. God, so stupid. Matthew 6:9. Oh, I'm sure. See, this is why did Elon Musk, when he converted to Christianity to evade charges or whatever, why did he be like, I've always been a man of God. My favorite chapter, my favorite book, 2 Matthew 6:9. Let's go to it. The scripture, Matthew 6:9 through 13. You bunch of perverts, can't even read that. Goddamn incels. Take me to Bible Gateway. All right, whatever. This then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us our daily bread because we're fucking starving, and forgive our debts. How is that in here? God damn, God damn this fucking country. God damn it. Forgive our debts is in the Lord's Prayer when Jesus told you to say. Fuck you, Capital One, Citrus Bank, Citibank, Blackstreet, Blackstone, BlackRock. What are all? Fuck you, man. Holy shit. Forgive our debts. Also have forgiven our debtors. Jesus was a communist, you bunch of hippies. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the Donald Trump one. Because he wants to bang all you kids. That's fucking crazy, man. Forgive us our missiles as we forgive those who didn't miss those schools, but we did. And blame them for our trespasses as we deliver more missiles to the drones. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Pete. Dig in, folks. McDonald's for all. I can't get over it. I forgot that Jesus was in forgive our debts. Next time, some goddamn drunk that shouldn't even have been on Fox News throwing axes or whatever. What was he, the axe guy? I don't know what he did on Fox. Clearly wasn't the fucking, opinion op-ed guy. He wasn't the statistician. He wasn't the economist coming on. What did he do? Nothing. I am so mad. Next time one of these fruitcakes tells you, "Oh, we're a Christian nation." Oh yeah, what part of the Lord's Prayer are we, Christian? Forgive us our debts as we have to do pay now, buy now, pay later for food for our daily bread. Good God, it's all. I'm gonna lose my mind. I hate this country. Tell me what you fucking like about it. I hate this fucking country. They're trying to say we're a Christian nation, but if you read what Jesus said, Jesus is like, this is how you should pray. Okay? Give us our daily bread and forgive our debts. Give us our daily bread, forgive our debts. I am so fucking livid. We gotta move on. Jesus wore a dress and roamed the desert with 12 dudes. Nothing fruity was going on. He's literally the world's most famous, not trans, drag queen. Yo, he had mad fucking slipper game. I mean, sandal game. Jesus was a woke foreigner. If you hate it, leave it. Why don't you leave it? Why don't you and Donald Trump go to Epstein Island? Shut your fucking mouth, man. God damn, I hate these fucking sycophants. Bunch of nerds. I want my daily bread and my debts forgiven. Those are not American things. Aren't you the people who are like, oh, just work harder? You shouldn't have SNAP. We voted for this. Aren't you those people that are like, Jesus wanted us to vote so we couldn't give them their daily bread in his thing that he was like, this is how you pray. This is why it makes me so mad because these people think they're serious people, like walking around with a cross on their neck, being like, we shouldn't give them their daily bread. That's what you have to call it now. They should just change Snap's name to Daily Bread. Good God, MAGA. You are pathetic, soulless husks of odious people. Where is this Heg Pete's breath?
and protect them and bring them peace in the name of Jesus Christ.
What are you doing? Yo, remember that Pantera song, 5 Minutes Alone? Anyways, let's move on. Here is Donald Trump. This is the funniest shit ever. I'll show you this again in a minute. Remember I showed you Bruce Fenton, Donald Trump's #1 fan, super happy, proud boy, to meet the president. Super, super happy, in love. No, how about some Prince? Could it be the most beautiful girl in the world? Look at super happy, proud boy. Bruce Fenton meeting his 5th choice in president, or so he said after he got burnt. He got burnt, man. But Bruce, here's a life lesson for you, dum dum. When you think a guy like this likes you, right? The president of the United States. Oh, Bruce, nobody take Bruce to a strip club. Nobody. Please save this man heartbreak. Um, Bruce, when you get upset and tear up your photo with the president and then post it online like some fucking cheated on ex, just here's my life advice. Look at how he treats people who used to work for him. You know what I mean? Like, does he denigrate them? Does he talk shit? Does he try to criminalize them? Does he use the Justice Department against them? Does he remove their security from them? Does he say they were never smart anyways? Does he call them weak and unsavvy? I'm trying to think of other things. He said so much stuff about people that used to work for him, right? So, Bruce, that's your note for next time you fall in love with the president. I want you to just see how they treat the people around them that do nothing for them. You know, like the people that can't help them anymore. I want you to see how he treats them because that will give you a good gauge on people in general, not just with falling in love with presidents like Bruce did. You know, he don't have a family. I mean, a man like this does not. He has a giant house with no furniture. That's this guy. You know what I mean? We all know one of them. And he's got like a nice stove, but he's got a George Foreman grill, and a bullet fucking blender thing. We all know this dude. He ain't got much going on. That's why he fell in love with the president. That's a funny, Cash App Patel. Cash App Patel, the head of the FBI, wrote a book about Donald Trump, said, something like the King's Super Proud Day. I forget what his book's called. Nobody cares. He wrote a kid's book for the president. It wasn't for the kids. It was for the president. Because he's at that reading level too, actually. Donald Trump is at that about fourth grade reading level. Um, that would be a funny book. Like a 50 Shades of Orange style kind of thing. Like my name is Bruce and I fell in love with the president. And he's just having these psychotic AI chat bot conversations with Donna Trump. I would watch that movie, man. That's funny. That's funny. So I fell in love with the president, and then this is how it opens. You're gonna wonder why a handsome looking salt and pepper beard guy like me could ever fall in love with a president, but I'm here to tell you that story. Bruce, you should write that movie, you fucking loser. Oh my god.
Washington Post is almost extinct.
So, anyways, you got to pay attention to how he treats the people, around him, and he throws everybody under the bus. The other week, he was like, "A lot of people are saying Pete Hegseth is not a great guy. I'm defending you, Pete. I'm defending you, hog swine breath." But a lot of people are saying it. A lot of people. Now, ready? Watch.
The papers that are being dishonest, the papers generally, people don't believe the media. And to finish, 93% bad publicity. Some people say 97, but between 93 and 90.
Now, immediately, you're thinking, well, change your behavior, right? Bad publicity. Maybe don't give them something to take a picture of.
97. A person that gets 97% of bad stories, maybe Caroline's doing a poor job. I don't know.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What? Did you catch that?
Bad stories, maybe Caroline's doing a poor job. I don't.
And he pointed at her too, because she has to listen to everything he says. That's like her job. Her job is to follow him around with a little leash on and go, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So handsome, sir. So so smart. Tell me that Sharpie story again." Did you guys catch that? You guys catch that?
I don't know. She's my Peppers, you're doing a terrible job. Should we keep her? I think we'll keep her.
You're doing a terrible job. He looks at her and goes, "You're doing a terrible job." And then he asks the crowd of journalists, "Should we keep her?" And I can't believe anybody was like, nothing. They said nothing. Like that's the call and response. When I say get some, you say prison time for these people. Um, he's doing a call and response, and nobody in the press corps is like, "Canner, say you're fired." That was his catchphrase. The goddamn TV star, the Democratic TV star's catchphrase on TV was "You're fired." Nobody in the press corps yells out, "Say you're fired." He would have got a chuckle. He would have said you're fired. And then after you go, "Technically, that means she's fired. Give her a pink slip and get her the fuck out of here." You know what I mean? Like that would have been hilarious. Hilarious. And these people are just clowning it around, being silent, everybody's butthole puckered up.
You're doing a terrible job. Should we keep her? I think we'll keep her.
Say you're fired! Fire her! You know how I'm so America, you fucking have no spine, man. Say some shit.
But I get 93 to 97% bad press, fake press, all fake.
Is it bad or is it fake? Because if it's fake, then it's not bad, it's just fake. If it's bad, maybe, don't do the war.
I won in a landslide.
Are you ready, guys?
When you get 93 to 97 bad stories, bad press, and you win in a landslide, you know what that says? People don't believe the press. And when people don't believe the press, that's a very bad thing for our country.
He's not referencing the great Fleetwood Mac song. He's not. He's talking about the fucking election. This is one of the classics. Barack Hussein Obama, Joe Biden, the radical left, and the the 2020 was rigged, and I won in a landslide. This dude is delusional. Um, but you saw that he threw Caroline right under the bus. Unreal. Unreal. Now, hold on. Uh he also not only did he throw them under the bus, he threw these court the Supreme Court lawyers under the bus. Listen to this.
Obama and Biden. I don't care how good your case is. You could have the greatest case ever. They're going to rule against you. They always do. And it's not supposed to be that way. Now, the Republicans tend to be very different. They want to show how honorable they are.
Is that really anybody know the Republicans to show how honorable they are by, becoming conspiracists with the Epstein files? Like it is a conspiracy to fucking keep the Epstein. It's a conspiracy cover up. The entire Republican Party, except for Thomas Massey and Donald Trump, are committing a conspiracy cover up right now. It's not even like not making this up. Hold on, where's my meme? It tested. We got 3% good news that memes test well. I'm just gonna start shouting Donald Trump stuff. 93%. Let's see. Is this the meme? Hold on. Nope, that's a really bad picture of Carolyn Levitt that she wanted wiped from the web. So, we'll show it every day. Every day. Holy crap. What was her mother, a turkey? Here we go. 100 days ago, Pam Blondie ordered to release the Epstein files, the Epstein Transparency Act. She ignored the order and continues to protect them, and more importantly, breaking the law with this regime. So, does anybody know what did he say? The Republicans to be honorable?
Be very different. They want to show how honorable they are. So a man can appoint them and they can rule against him. It's so proud of him. We're so proud we ruled against Trump. We're so proud. We're above it. There are those that say that's wonderful, and there are those that say they're so stupid.
The craziest part about this is like, how can you not listen to this and be like, this is double speak. This is double speak maxing, to steal a word from the internet. This is all this guy does. This absolute garbage can. I'm guessing he eats a lot of toads because he's starting to look like one. But this is double speak maxing. A lot of people say it's good. A lot of people say it's bad. How do you think this guy? Again, I just need to ask Ken. Ken, from your photo, Ken, how do you think this guy liked you? Seriously, everything he says is doublespeak. How do you think this man liked you so much that you had to rip up his photo? I I cannot understand this. Listen to what he says.
There are those that say that's wonderful, and there are those that say they're so stupid. But the Democrats never fail at one thing. When Barack Hussein Obama,
Classic. He's bringing back the classics.
when Biden appoints somebody, they go along that line. You can have the greatest case in history. And almost, I guess I have to say almost, maybe.
Almost is kind of like a guest. You're like, I almost guessed it. You don't have to. You really don't. I know you like to hear yourself talk, and you're probably pooping right now. I'm guessing is that the face you're making?
I don't have to say it. Almost without fail.
Almost without fail. You could just say almost.
Those people, four of them, sometimes five of them, but four of them will vote against you. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. And that's not what the court system is. Now,
That's not what the courts are for. The courts are for when you want something done, you give the judge their job and you say, you owe me one. That's what he's telling you. And by the way, I hate, people, what do they call it? When they're just staying with the party lines. We got to come up with a term for that. Party sniffing, party panty sniffing, panty party sniffing. We got to come up with a term for that because seriously, I don't like that. I think that's what's wrong with America. I think these people are so in line with MAGA that they cannot deviate from it, even though Donald Trump doesn't. Tell me the tenets of MAGA besides like racism, pedos, and grifting, scamming people. Like those are the three tenets if it was a religion. There's nothing else. Like, they don't believe in anything. They used to be the no war president, the pro peace president. That's not a thing. You know, low gas prices. Now they're like, no, no, this is fine, man. It's not as high as Biden had them. So I'm grateful. You know, I like paying $10 a gallon. At least it's under Trump. Because when I paid higher gas prices under Biden, it was much more miserable. I had to say stuff like, not my president, wear a Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt. Yeah. Had to spend a lot of extra money to let people know how upset I was. This is crazy. But I hate the party line stuff. You know, the party line stuff is poison to America, man. It's just total poison. And it's fed the people to think they got to fall into party lines and like voting is a way out of this, but it's not, man. I don't give a shit. Watch, mark my words. 2020, whatever year this in the year of our Lord, 20 yada yada yada, who cares? If all the Democrats win, Donald Trump's not going to prison like he should be. You know, Pam Blondie's not going to prison. They'll probably all share, you know, like a, a luxury villa at the Camp Ghislaine Maxwell's at. We're not getting health care. They're not going to be able to bring down gas prices. They're not going to regulate these corporations who have price gouged us and then price fixed us into oblivion so our fucking paycheck is worth nothing now. Like, guys, this isn't happening because the Democrats are getting in control. I'm so sorry. You know, it's just not going to happen. So mark my words. What is it? April Fool's Day in the year of our Lord. Man, 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 man. Who cares? All the years are the same now. And in 2028, it doesn't matter. You can have a Democratic president. He's not going to tax wealth. He's not going to fucking ensure that everybody has food or health, shelter, or raise the minimum. We're going to be having the fight for 15 until, you know, like all the money has Donald Trump's cyborg face on it. Like, it's not happening. It's not, man. You know? Maybe like locally in your own town you should vote for you know, wealth taxes and stuff, but I'm sorry, as long as this system is like your president, not my president, is saying, everybody's just going to fall on party lines, and those party lines are usually aligned with corporate interests. It's not like those party lines are like, you know, those people are going to get their way again. You know, like, tell me the last time in America the people had anything to fucking celebrate. I'll wait. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Frankie Berry. That's tough, man. Remember 2012 when we all died? This is just hell. Michael Danger. I know. I know. I know, guys. I'm well aware. I know we're in hell. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Don't tell me it was a good time. Jesus said, you know, he's got a mansion for everybody. No money, no state. Because this is hell, man. We're run by pedos. And every day they're doing their best to strip you of all of your fucking privileges. You know, in the UK, we call them nodding donkeys. Oh, I love that. uh, Sorry. The state of the world depresses me. Yeah, Michael. I agree. I agree. Garbage hipster BS. Thank you very, Frankie Berry. What are you talking about? Maybe he's calling us a hipster because we're ahead of the times. And I'm like telling you that it doesn't matter how many Democrats you vote in, we're not getting health care. They're going to be like, guys, it's already high. And already a bunch of you are dying because you can't access it. So, you know, like, that's what the Democrats are going to do. In 2026 midterms, they're going to be like, ah, guys, you know, if we put them in jail, then you guys want us to go to jail for the insider trading stuff we're doing, not as blatantly. You know, like, if we do that, it's the whole Gerald Ford pardoning Nixon thing, you know? Like, they're like, come on, guys, we're the politicians, remember? Remember, guys? You love us. We were the blue or the red. You know, we kept it simple for you dummies. Oh, good God, man. We've all been stripped of privileges, you stupid knucklehead. We don't have the Fourth Amendment anymore. Did you not see that? When that lady's door got kicked in, they didn't have a warrant. Oh, did you think it was just her? When they violated one constitutional right, it's just that person? You're like, they didn't get me this time. Constitution's still intact. You're one of those dummies? Okay. Okay. Well, K Skull, I hope they show up at your house and prove you wrong. You know what I mean? If you don't think. If you're like, hey, man, they only violated her constitutional rights. Well, my prayer for you, like Pete Kegseth said, hold on, let me pull up Pete. Pete's gonna finish my prayer off. Okay, hold on. Let me get to the right point.
Over them and protect them and bring them peace.
Okay, Pete, pause. I'm going to pray. K Skull, since you think when someone's constitutional rights in America are violated, and it's not you, you think the Constitution is still intact. So my prayer for you is, Jesus, do you know what FAFO means? No? Okay. Yeah, you're an ancient dude. It means let K Skull find out exactly why I say that. You know, like that if they showed up at that lady's house and kicked in the door, waved in the 4-4, all you heard was, we don't have a warrant and we don't need one no more. Let him find out that they could just show up to his house now and do it. And who's he gonna complain to? You know what I mean? Maybe he knows a couple of Lord's prayers where he's saying, forgive me of my debt and give me some daily bread. So that is what I pray.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Hogs Keg Breath. In the name of Jesus Christ. Hogs Keg Breath wrapped us up in that one. I had the privilege of paying $63 to fill my car with gas. I could only do $10 in gas today. Jewel tones, thank you. I could only do $10 in gas, which was 2 fucking gallons. Oh my God. Have you even said thank you? Have you even said thank you for, him closing the Horde of Hormuz? I think it's called the Horde of Hormuz. Have you even said thank you to him? For him closing something that was open just that Friday before while he was at his $1 million bat mitzvah or whatever. What I don't know what he was doing at Mar-a-Lago. I'm assuming it was a bat mitzvah. They probably have one every Friday for him. Gensley report. Good to see you. Good to see you. Daisy Daz. 110 in gas for my full tank. That used to be a car payment. It's not a car payment anymore. I told you guys that the now average car payment, monthly payment in America is $774. You know what they're going to do next? I'm just giving you the warning. Next, they're going to start telling you that, oh, you shouldn't be spending a third of your income on rent. It should be more like half. They're going to change the stats because laws don't exist in America and nothing's real, and they just made all that shit up anyways. It was just like, we want 33% of your paycheck. So, what do you say, landlords? All right, yeah, you should be spending about a third on your rent. Like, they shouldn't. Something you have to have. Something you can't live without should be a third of what you know. It should just be guaranteed in a land with 26 empty homes for every homeless person. Good God, in California. Oh, Daisy Daz. I lived in California before, and I remember 2008. I was paying $8 a gallon. And now we don't even have like a housing crisis to, be like, God damn Wall Street, like now we're just like, this orange shit just closed the Strait of Hormuz on his own. Great. Like at least the least he could have done is sent Pete Wine Breath to the Middle East in like a boat, a tanker, and like crashed it. You know what I mean? Like it could have at least got him a DUI and an oil tanker to make it enjoyable, this suffering. Like do something like that. Send Pete Cogsbreath over to the Secretary of War. Send him, give him one of them Fox News specials, where he's like, it's me, Pete. I'm setting sail on the 7 seas. I'm now Secretary of the fucking Navy. Send Pete's Cogsbreath, Pete's Breath, whatever his stupid name is, Peter. Send Peter to the Middle East, doubled up on whiskey sours. You know what I mean? I don't even want to see him steering. I want to see him double fisted going, guess what I'm steering with? Well, Fox News is like, this is live with the Secretary of the Navy. Send Pete over there to crash a barge, and make at least this fun for us. Jesus, man. You guys hear we're going to the moon? About 2 weeks away.
Dangerous levels of 2 weeks away.
That is dangerous levels of 2 weeks away we are. If you haven't seen Iran War, the movie, go watch it. That's where I get that from. All right, now on to I don't know if I could deal with this much every day. I'm like, I don't know if I could deal with this much stupid. There was a Supreme Court case being heard today. Not about sending this man back to South Africa. I wish. Illegal immigrant. He's an illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant. This is the only person in America you could say go back to Africa to. Him. This is Elon Musk. You know him because his dad, Errol, married and banged his stepsister. That's a true story. Errol Musk is his father. And the reason this very sad pouty boy is empty and hollow inside is because his dad hated him and loved his stepsister so much that he married her. You can look that up. Enjoy, folks. We're run by fucking psychopathic inbreds. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, we had a Supreme Court hearing today, and the president went. The presidents don't go to the Supreme Court hearings? He went, and I guarantee you, he stood in the back like this. Boy, he was probably crapping his pants. But this is some of the. I mean, if you guys ever wondered what was happening, if you wanted a sneak peek, like goddamn Steve Irwin going, crikey, she's a beaut. Look at her. Look at her. You know, if you wanted that kind of insight to the alligator brains that are in the Supreme Court, if you for 1 second thought these were the brightest minds ever, oh my God, you were wrong. You were wrong. So wrong. This is audio from inside the Supreme Court. This is probably why they don't leak it, because they're probably the dumbest arguments ever.
I think Native Americans today are birthright citizens.
Now that's Neil Gorsuch. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to read it like it was some weird YouTube character. Neil Gorsuch. He's an associate justice. He's only loosely associated with the other justices. They don't like him that much. So they said, you can only be an associate, buddy. You're not in the gang yet. You're not in the Supreme Court gang where you get to put a patch on the back of your robe saying, you know, in training. Not yet, buddy. He's just an associate. So that was him talking. Let me let him talk again.
I think Native Americans today are birthright citizens.
Do you think this isn't like a pop quiz or a trick question? This is a gimme. This is what they call a fucking softball down the middle. Lobbed it right in there. Like home run. Time to you show them how smart you are by answering that one real quick. Do you think Native Americans, the indigenous people, the recently colonized and still being colonized, native to America, Massachusetts, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Ohio, all of those, California, what else? Oklahoma, Mississippi, Connecticut, Montauk, you think the people that most of your fucking country's named after are Americans? Oh, this is not a trick question.
I think Native Americans today are birthright citizens under your test and under your friend's test.
I think so. I mean, obviously, they've been granted citizenship by statute.
Inside the statute, you think they're birthright citizens?
No, I think the clear understanding that everybody agrees in the congressional debates is that the children of tribal Indians are not birthright
I
citizens.
understand that's what they said. Your test is the domicile of the parents. And that would be the test you'd have us apply today, right?
Yes, yeah. So if a tribal Indian, for example,
Or
some allegiance to.
Or today, birthright citizens.
I think so on our test. Yeah, if they're lawfully domiciled here.
Okay.
And then not sure. I have to think that through. But that's my reaction.
I'll take the yes. That's all right.
I'd have to think that through if they were lawfully domiciled here. What's up with all these guys talking like RFK Jr., RFKJ? You know what I mean? Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me leave you with something good. We're going to get to this. This is what I call a tease. This is what I call a tease. Hold on. Oh, we still got people here. I'm almost done with one now. Worked in lyrics. Rob suggested that from that side. Oh, nice. What's up, smoknblondie? Good to see you. What time Twilight Zone do we live in right now? The worst. The worst one. The worst one. I love the conversations in the chat. All right, all right. So we'll get to this in a minute. What was I gonna? So this is, these are the worst humans on Earth. These are the worst humans. He doesn't know if indigenous people to America are birthright citizens. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to the next thing. He already called the people stupid and disloyal. Let's get to some taxing the billionaires. Before we do that, I want to play this for you because this dude was breaking it down for real, for real.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you, but there's a lot going on right now that is not making it to the news. This right here is in Australia.
So I can't play the video. You got to hit subscribe. But he's playing a video of a girl in Australia who goes to the Coles, I'm guessing it's a grocery store, and she pans around and her friend's like waving and shit's empty. Okay. The shelves are empty. The grocer areas, the fruit area, the veg. I'm guessing that's what they call it on Australia. Fruit and veg. That's not an Australian accent. Crikey.
Right now, everybody's focused in on this war that's happening with Iran and how they blocked the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil and gas is supposed to be flowing through, but it's not at the moment. This is causing some really big problems. People in India are fighting over gas.
Video clip of people in India fighting. One guy gets a good kick in. I'll say that. I don't know how much you should be crowd fighting around gasoline, but you know they do things differently. It's culturally different. You can crowd fight around gasoline in India. That's coming to the to the Americas near you very shortly. Just MAGA, don't bring your 2A to the gas station to fight. Well, you know what, MAGA? If you're fighting other MAGA, you can bring it.
Australia's energy minister has said that they have about 38 days of gas and 30 days of diesel left in their reserves.
Oh, we could just plug a hose right up to Donald Trump's rear, and I'm sure you'd have, you know, a million day. Oh, not that kind of gas? I'm sorry. Not time for jokes.
The Philippines declared a state of energy emergency, and the International Energy Agency is saying this is the worst energy crisis in modern history. But that's not the full story. What people
I like when people do, but that's not the full story. Dun dun dun.
haven't been talking about is the fact that 30% of the world's seaborne fertilizer trade also passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Prices for that primary fertilizer called urea is already up 30%, and you better believe it.
Wait, did he call it urethra? No, urea. I'm sorry. Bad joke. Bad joke. Sorry about that.
It's show up in your food prices. And unlike with oil, there's no international reserves of fertilizer that can just be released to relieve some of the pressure.
Maybe somehow we could figure out to get the lies and the verbal fertilizer that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth into the plants. Science, I need your help.
Right now, the United Nations World Food Program is saying that around 45 million additional people could be pushed into acute hunger due to rising food and fuel costs and supply chain disruptions. And for all my Westerners who think that this isn't going to affect you,
Oh, MAGA, he's talking to you.
listen up. All of this is happening right at the beginning of the planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. Farmers are having to make tough decisions about what exactly they're going to do. Are they going to buy fertilizer or just sit this season out? How much fertilizer are they going to buy? What crops are they going to plant? And for some, this might completely put them out of business, right as the farming industry in the United States continues to consolidate into fewer and fewer hands. Another thing that's finally starting to make it to the news is that there's a wildfire in Nebraska that's already burned over 800,000 acres of land. And this has devastated grazing land by an estimated.
Thank you, Big Oil, for not only raising the prices, but for making fires more frequent. You know, often that's overlooked. Sometimes you just get mad at, you know, BP and Exxon, petroleum giant, oil boys. Why do they name it like BP, British Petroleum? You know, Exxon, Mobil. Why do they call it like, you know, super slick oily boys? They should have done that. That would have been better. Then every time in the news, they're like, God damn, super slick oily boys are raising gas prices again. And it turns out the Midwest is on fire. Thank you, super slick oily boys. You know? Try saying that and getting angry. You can't do it. You just can't do it. If they were called the super slick oily boys instead of British Petroleum, everybody'd be like, yeah, but can you really be mad at the super slick oily boys? You can't. You just can't. They're super slick and oily.
40,000 plus cows, which means ranchers are also going to be under a lot of pressure to figure out how they're going to feed these cows.
Why feed them? Turn them into the feed for the peoples. Pretty sure I could get a high ranking job in the government. I got an idea. We're not feeding those cows, but we're going to feed the people with the cows. Problem solved. Oh, what was that? They all died from smoke inhalation? Ugh, gross. How do you like your cow mesquite?
Jeffrey Snyder, the founder of Eurodollar University and a popular analyst here on Twitter, pointed out that we also need to think about the fact that
This
the biggest concern
is the tweet he's showing, listing everything.
doesn't have to show up in food and gas prices. History tells us that this spike in the price of oil might actually come at the cost of your job. We know that the economy in the US already isn't in the best spot, so any extra pressure, businesses might just start cutting workers as they're also raising prices.
I love how he's like, businesses might do this. That's what I say to you. I don't know. Job markets at worst. Hold on, I didn't take pictures of this. You can read the story, but the levels are not been seen since 6 years ago. On this very day, 6 years ago, we have not seen hiring rates so low. So low, everyone's saying it. They're the lowest hiring rates ever, which is great for my friends who make all the money passively getting their income off of the last people that are working. And also, I always bring you updates about how many layoffs are happening. So many layoffs. Layoffs? Yep, the layoffs. They're always happening. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've just had like the worst year of job losses in the history of job losses. I don't know. They fired all the statisticians, so nobody really knows anymore. Don't worry, we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to why we should, when institutions fail, you don't reform them, you replace them. Right? Right. But first, I want to let this man finish. He's almost done.
Look, I don't want you to be scared. I just want you to be prepared.
How? How? We're all laid off. Nobody's hiring. We can't afford it. How are we supposed to be prepared for this?
Big signal for me is whether or not the Strait of Hormuz opens back up and these ships start flowing in this region again. Not what these world leaders are talking about. All they're doing is yapping, trying to manage reputation, and also manipulating financial markets so they can make money. Once the Strait of Hormuz opens back up, all of this is going to be mitigated. But until then, like I said, don't be scared, be prepared.
How do you prepare for this? I know there's people like hoarding gasoline, dummies. It's not going to help you with food prices unless you're starting to sell Lucy's of gasoline, which I don't know. Is that a good side business? Is that a good side business in this day? Yeah, I got a dime for you. Dime of gasoline.
Be sure to like, follow, subscribe to.
Like, follow, subscribe to me so I can play him for you. He wants you to like, follow, subscribe to me so I can play him for you. Oh, I forgot. Before I get to that, no. We already talked about the jobs. They suck. It turns out here's your jobs report in America. They suck. All of them. You're underpaid. And you're going to be laid off. The Donald Trump is cracking down on mail-in. Listen, guys, I know some of you motherfuckers think. Hold on, what's this? No. Let's get him right there today. I know some of you think he like, I don't know. What do you think he does? He just sits around and talks all day. But he is officially gonna curate his own voter list. That's very American. That's very American. Like the president only wants these people to vote, these 14 people, and that's it. And here's KVUE talking about it.
Executive action in an effort to change the rules for mail-in voting. He's also looking to create a national list of eligible voters.
He's going to create a national list of eligible bachelor voters. Bachelors to go to the one and only Epstein Island. Coming this Fox on CB Fox on on Paramount Plus Fox Discovery Networks, brought to you by Netflix. This fall, Epstein Island, where the president picks a bunch of eligible bachelor voters.
Create a national list of eligible voters.
I know who's going to be on the list. Old white guys that look like this pouty boy. I know. I already know.
Legal challenges are already looming.
And they're always too little, too late.
ABC's Lionel.
That's why I tell you there are no laws unless you have a military to back you up.
Luis has the details.
He'll bomb your child's school if you disagree.
This morning, President Trump has signed.
I love how they all speak in the same cadence, but it's just different tonnage, you know? It's like a hearing test. Like, just lift your hand if you think you can identify the fraud.
An executive order aimed at cracking down on mail-in voting. It would create a federal list of citizens eligible to vote.
Hold on. Do you hear this, Cat? Cat, do you want to come in here? You promise to not step on the keyboard. I don't know if I trust that. Do you promise? Okay, but if you come in here and step up. Is this an April Fool's joke? It is. This little bastard. Hold on. Do not step on the keyboard. I'm not kidding. Broke it yesterday. I'm still mad about that. I had to Google what you did. Come here. Ow, 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 ow. No claws, man. This is Cat. Oh, Dusty's here. Say hi to Dusty. You're not going to speak now? Okay. Can you do a pouty face? Let's all do a pouty face. Triple pout. Oh, wait. Somebody super chatted. Stephelson. Thank you for the 4929 super chat. Quote, have you seen my mom? Thinks it's a flex that people need 2 or 3 jobs. Oh, what a pathetic soul. Pathetic, man. I want 0 jobs. You think he has a job? He works for us and he doesn't even do anything. I've never seen a more lazy fucking worker in my life, dude. Get this guy out of the country. Get him to El Salvador prison. You know? Free vacation. Ooh, maybe we should trick him. You know, the cops are like, hey, man, you want a free vacation to El Salvador? Just come on down to the station. And everyone's like, ooh, sounds good. I haven't been on vacation in a while. And they're like, ha ha, ching. You know? Zip, zip. I think that's what we should do. Hold on. Patrick says, I love that pedo in chief. I always read the Epstein files before bed, and I think, ooh, one day it could be me. But Patrick doesn't say, would it be him, you know, on the receiving end or the giving end? We don't know. Probably a little both. But a little dabble do you, Patrick. I'm going to stop working and get a government position. I don't know. You got to be pretty stupid to work at the government now, you know? Like, what's the opposite of an IQ test? You got to fill out one of those wooden puzzles, you know, that the little kids love. You usually see them chewing on it. All you got to do is pass a dementia exam. And they're like, oh, damn, you could be president. Could you do that 2 or 3 times? You could definitely be president. Unionize. Don't work for a company without a union. Ugh. A lot of companies investing more in union busting than they would their workers. Patchwick, is he really the bestest president ever? Just in case you're just tuning in, you don't understand, I do a lot of sarcasm and satire. So when MAGA comes in saying, I love Donald Trump, I read it as, I love that pedo. I would protect him with my life. You know, I don't have to read. Here's the thing about YouTube. I know you go to a bunch of YouTubers that read your comments, but MAGA, if you're coming in here, I'm just going to make something up, make you sound stupid, and then read your full name and go, everybody stay away from him. But don't worry, it's your alt account. You know what I mean? You're pretending to be a liberated black woman that has a black mama and a black papa, you know, like you're doing that shit online, which is why I don't understand why you guys are against trans people, because it's like every Republican account I've ever seen is either trans or on Grindr, you know? They don't be themselves online. Cat, I promise you, man, if you start touching the keyboard, you pressed the button the other day. I didn't even know. The cat's like better at the computer than I am. Julian, what's up, man? Champagne socialist. Oh, yeah, that's it, baby. Champagne socialist. Why don't you ever say champagne capitalism? That's what this is, man. This is a rich kid who used to brag about having a gold toilet, bro. You think while we're in here complaining about fucking gas prices and how miserable it is trying to afford rent, we're like also cheersing with champagne? Like, do you hear how stupid you sound? Or do you just think you're smart? I understand that's like a thing in MAGA. We went over that earlier with Bruce Fenton, who was super in love with the president and then tore up a picture and posted it online to let everybody know they've broken up. I love these dudes. Champagne imperialism is more like it. Thank you, Cranky Mullet. Like when you read that story, oh, can you not read that MAGA guy? Can you not read? That's probably what it is. When you had Alexa read out loud that article to you about how the Pentagon spent $93 billion in 1 month, and most of it was on ice cream machines, donuts, crab legs, and lobsters. Were you like, oh, goddamn champagne socialists? I love it. I love it. These people expose themselves. And in the safe way. In the safe way, folks. If you were thinking I meant like expose like you read about him in the Epstein files, no, I meant they expose how stupid they are. Kitty, you can't press the buttons. I love you, but no. No. You cannot press them. Oh yeah, and the grand piano. But that wasn't for them. That was a gift. You know. That was a gift. And the grand piano. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, so Donald Trump's going to curate his own list of who he wants to vote. Let's go from Hedge Tockley to Pete Speakerson.
No list of eligible voters.
Thank you, Hedge Tockley. I don't know what his name is. I just made that up.
Legal challenges are
But with the news, you never know. You're like, I love Hedge, man. He's my local newsman, Hedge Tockley, and Speakerton.
already looming. ABC's Lionel Moise has
ABC's Lionel, speak it to me, baby, has the deets.
the details.
You should have just said deets, man. Sounds more professional.
This morning, President Trump has signed an executive order aimed at cracking down on mail-in voting.
I love how the new, like, guys, we live in the day and age of the internet and clickbait. Like, you can't repeat the same shit Hedge Teeterton said, Hedge Tater Tot, you know? Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie, you can't just repeat what Hedge Tater Tot said. You can't do that. You gotta cut to the fucking meat of this story.
It would create a federal list of citizens eligible to vote and would change how mail-in ballots are processed.
Okay, we already got that from the introduction. You're making us stupider. I'm wasting my time. We do have remote controls and other web pages to go to. Talkerson.
Trump, while signing the order, repeated unfounded claims of election fraud.
It's horrible what's going on.
Yeah, but he, does this all the time. This isn't like he was talking about mail-in vote. He's just always like, and that Mike Lindell and me always knew everything was rigged. Probably because we tried to rig it, so we know the vulnerabilities. Like, he's always rambling about that shit. This is like asking like an old person what fucking penny candy was like. They were like, let me tell you, the penny candy was shaped like a penny and it was bubblegum. You could chew it for 40 years because planned obsolescence wasn't a thing yet. We had bubblegum. I still am chewing a piece of bubblegum from 1921. The Great Dust Bowl bubblegum, they called it. With Charlie Chaplin. He did a commercial for it. It was quiet, so you had to imagine what he was saying. You goddamn kids.
And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly so. I think this will help a lot with elections.
The order would change the design of mail-in ballots to require barcodes from the Postal Service on envelopes to make them easier to track.
You know what? I have an idea. Oh, there's Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick, Donald Trump's best friend, because he was the guy who's like, I saw Jeff Epstein once and whispered to my wife, this guy's a creep, let's get out of here. And then he was busted when the Epstein files came out. And he's the guy that I always play the audio for, where he goes, all right, you caught me. I went to the island, I brought my 4 children, and we had brunch, and I left with all of my children. Like, he's this creep. But I have an idea. Why don't they just send out the cognitive exam? I think that's what they should do. If you want to do mail-in voting, you have to take one cognitive exam, pass it, send it in or scan it. You get a QR code and you take it online. And if you don't pass the cognitive exam, like if you can't identify rhino, pregnant camel, pregnant horse, unicorn, chupacabra, if you can't pass it, then you don't get to vote. You have to go in person. I think that would be good.
If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly.
Oh, did you see that? My cat just knocked down the American flag. She's anti-imperialist too. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Are you an anti-imperialist cat? Yes. Do you hate what they're doing to Cuba? Me too. Thank you. Good kitty.
Correctly that citizens voted.
And you know what, Maggie, if you're going to get upset about that, you should focus on what Kid Rock does to the American flag. It's touching his crotch, okay? It's touching his crotch. Is that where you want your flag? On Kid Rock's panty line? I didn't think so, man. I didn't think so, okay?
Each state would also have to provide a list of eligible voters receiving mail-in ballots at least 60 days before an election. If they don't comply, they could lose federal funding. Critics are already promising to challenge Trump's order in court. The ACLU saying the Constitution is very clear. Only Congress and the states can make laws regarding our elections.
Oh man, ACLU didn't get the memo. We're in fascism. This is like the corporate government Palantir Joe Rogan regime doesn't care about laws or the Constitution. This is adorable. Oh man, somebody, what do? Do we email the ACLU? How do we let them know that they don't give a shit about the laws or none of them have read the Constitution? Oh, come on, man. Oh, somebody's got to let the ACLU know. I feel bad. You know, they're like, hey, man, we got a constitution. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he took a fucking $400 jet from Qatar. You don't give a fuck, man. If you're waiting for him to be like, oh, guys, I just finished the constitution. What I've been doing is, if somebody thinks that Donald Trump is going to at one point be like, oh, so I've been up late at night reading the Constitution, and it turns out I can't do any of this shit. Oh, man! Somebody stop me! That ain't happening. Okay, Kat, I get it. You don't want the American flag up. Jeez. My cat really doesn't like the American flag. I think she understands how much healthcare costs, you know, because she's had to see a vet, and she's like, these prices are fucking outrageous. And I'm like, you're telling me you don't even have money, you're a cat.
Senator Chuck Schumer saying, see you in court, you will lose.
Chuck Schumer. I think his daughter works for Amazon. The other one works for like Facebook or something. Just shut up and fucking retire.
I don't see how they can challenge it.
I don't see how anyone can challenge it. I own all the courts. Everybody's saying it's the best case ever for me picking the list. You know what they should do at the end of this? They should treat it like a Cialis ad, or what's the ad with the dude throwing the thing through the football through the tire, you know? It was so art. It was nouveau art. They're like, hey man, is your wiener not work? Football through a tire hole. The guy should have listen. If I was the art director of that, you know, ED ad, I would have said, all right, it opens on a long hallway. You're getting nostalgia for high school. It's a smoky 8mm frame film. And you see this guy walk in, very macho and masculine. And he's wearing the Joe Rogan booty cutter shorts. And you're like, is that Joe Rogan? And he winds up like he's going to pitch something. But he just whips a hot dog down the hallway. And as the hallway gets wider and wider and wider, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we go, ED, you got it? Where's your mustache? Or I don't know. I'm not the catchphrase guy. I'm just the big visionary. You know, so what was that ad? Where they were like, I'm going to throw the football right through the tire swing, you know? They should have had a kid in it when the guy threw the football. That's what I would have done, actually. Never mind the hot dog down the hallway. I would have had that same ad, except you put a kid in the ad, and it's boom, and it knocks the kid right out of the tree swing. And they're like, don't worry, no one's getting pregnant with this stuff, man. It's ED plus the day after pill all in one, you know? Yeah, I think that would have been a good ad. I think that would have sold a lot, man. Anyways, oh, so that's what I was saying. So this newscast,
And remember, it's about voter integrity. We want to have
you have no integrity. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about the pedo telling me about integrity. Okay, buddy, you said grab him by the knee. You think you get to talk about integrity? Does she know you're talking about her like that, man? He's so slap taste out your mouth. Um, his parents were just idiots, probably. That's really what's wrong with him. He's an 80-year-old toddler. So, anyways, so this newscast, this is what I was saying. My AD's kick. My ADDDDDDD. What were we talking about? That's kicking in. But at the end of this newscast, I would have had it with like one of those ED ads where he's talking about how the president is going to decide who is an eligible bachelor voter. And then at the end, it should be like, eligible bachelors will not be black or anything but of color. They will not be women, and they will only be white men who voted for MAGA in the last 14 elections. And anybody who has bought a MAGA hat or a digital trading card, you get on the list. Like, that's how this newscast should have ended, Also, no fat chicks, you know? That's how they should end it. Because, like, what do you think Donald Trump's going to let somebody vote? He's going to test them like he did when you had to get hired, He's like, so what do you think's better, me or the Constitution? They were like, you, sir. He's like, hired. Hired. Would you ever tell me if I did some naughty stuff if I ever did a little this at the Epstein place? Would you ever say anything? They're like, never, sir. Never, sir. He's like, hired. You be the top cop. So I think at the end of this newscast, they should have ran some fast talking micro machine esque stuff where it's like, eligible voters will not be anyone besides white males who have voted for Donald Trump in the last 3 elections. If you bought a digital trading card for Donald Trump or his Chinese Bible, then you will automatically get 1 vote for Donald Trump and a second one. Also, no fat chicks.
honest voting in our country, because if you don't have honest voting, you can't have really a nation.
Really, you can't really have a nation, Like, what the fuck is going on right now? You think last election was honest voting? Hold on, MAGA. So you're telling me in 2020 not honest voting, and then magically 4 years later it all got honest with the other guy in charge? You're telling me Joe Budden, whatever his name is, I think he's Joe Budden. I think that's him. You're telling me Joe Budden, not my president. Let's go dark Brandon. You're saying while he was in charge, he made elections have integrity again? Is that what you're saying? Because in 2024 they had integrity again. They had integrity. I think that was a commercial for our elections. American elections brought to you by Integrity. And also domestic threats to Pennsylvania, Georgia, Ohio, and any other purple state. I feel like we should do that at the end of every commercial. Or everything we say. Hey, Ed. What's up, Dylan Loves Posh? Good to see you. Sherry, how are you? Salty Slay is here. Show some goddamn respect. Trump and Reagan actually have a lot more in common than just Alzheimer's. Why, was Reagan on the Epstein list too? I bet he was, Where do you think he got that jelly bean fetish?
Meanwhile, another move by the Trump administration is making headlines, this time related to the investigation of anti-Semitism on college campuses. A judge is allowing the administration to collect a list of Jewish employees at the University of Pennsylvania. Reaction was swift online, critics expressing concern about where that list of Jewish names could end up. The university now plans to appeal.
My favorite thing about America is appeals take a long time. So by the time that list is in whoever's hands that needed it, the court's going to be, 5 years too late. Brilliant. It's really a dynamic system we're working under. It's right up to date, man. Woo! The only thing that moves fast is fucking the criminals in charge, man. They're like, I don't give a shit what you said. I'm just going to executive order and boom, 78 billion for ICE. What? You want my concepts of a healthcare plan? That's going to take years. Remember when Pouty Boy, remember when he's an island boy, Epstein Island. Remember when Pouty Boy Donald Trump was like, I'm going to release my taxes. Just calm down. I'm under a little audit. That was 11 years ago. Like, at this point, all you can do is laugh. Like, this guy is fucking crazy. He's a psycho. He's a psycho killer. Ba 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 ba. Run, 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 run away. Oh, 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 ay, 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 ay. So that's all you can do. You can just sing that song. That's it. We're gonna get to this. Trust me. You're wondering why you hated the structure of the school system. You like learning. Here's the thing, man. Most adults I know, they're like, fuck, man, I kind of like learning. Why do you think I'll watch a 4-hour documentary on the salt mines and fucking, how they're bringing us table salt? Because you like learning, man. It sparks that creativity in your brain. But it turns out our school system was co-opted by one of the robber barons of the time named Horace W. Rockefeller. Not sure if that's his name. It's probably Titbarge Rockefeller. It was Titmouse Bartholomew Rockefeller. I don't know his name, and I don't care to learn it. It was like Jonathan Corn Davis Rockefeller. And he was a nasty boy. Nasty. Nasty boy. And he also looks like what the fuck is that face, bro? This is not the day and age where someone can sneak up on you and snap a photo. This is him posing. Like, if anybody in your life poses like that, they're a deviant, odious soul. Okay? Life lesson. You're welcome. We're gonna get to this, but first, wait, there's more. You following me, camera guy? Do we want to talk about taxes? We're just gonna have MAGA be like, oh, they shouldn't pay taxes. How is he gonna live off $999 million? Don't forget Bruce Fenton. If you're part of the Fenton family, mock this bitch. Mock this bitch hard. Okay. With a name like Bruce Fenton, you think he wouldn't be assessed, but he was a very, very upset, sassy, sassy boy. Sassy, sassy boys. I love Janet Jackson. I wish she would release some good music. By the way, did you guys see this is Man in Closet? No, no, no. What is that? Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham at Disney World with a wand. And I'm pretty sure at 180 years old, how long do tortoises live? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they get into the hundreds. This tortoise is up there, and I'm not seeing any little kids he's holding that for. And listen, if you weren't some psychopath like this loser, not giving a fuck about the people in your South Carolinian county or one of the Carolinas. Is it West Carolina? It might be West. If you're not representing them and going on TV being like, I stand for Israel, then, we wouldn't make fun of them. Like, if it was you or me, we had a bubble thing, we could afford a bubble thing at Disney. This is probably $45, okay? I'm sorry, that's not cheap. It's like 1 gallon of gas, okay? If we saw our politicians, by the way, we paid for this shit, just so you know. Like, he didn't use the corporate PAC money. He was like, I'm specifically doing this on the taxpayer dollar. I have more pictures of him doing it. First, here's a live look at Turkey Gobbler. Gobble. Hold on. Let me see. Is this him? No, that's not him. That's not him. I know I have more pictures of him. Oh, here he is. Failed to keep the government open. So what you gonna do? I'm going to Disney World, bitches. And here's the thing, folks. Anything about Disney? He went to the Mickey breakfast, which is like that's the most expensive. I don't even know how he could do that quick. Sometimes, if you're just going online and you're daydreaming about actually ever having a vacation and leaving this hellhole of a fucking pit we call America, where you're not just oppressed by real capitalists, not the people in the comments. I'm sorry, you're not a capitalist. You don't wake up and go to work and be a capitalist. No, you're the one they were exploiting. But if you're just daydreaming, you're like, imagine going to like the Mickey breakfast, kids be so happy. It's probably not a buffet because, they're fucking skimping out. And you just imagine or really try to book one. Like, you can't do it the week before. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't. You can't do it for tomorrow. That's not how Minnie works, man. This rat bitch, she's booked out for months. You kidding me? And Lindsey Graham is just there when he was supposed to be working. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How? North, south, west, east, latitude, longitude, Carolina, whichever one you are. Get that man out. Get that? That's the only time voting works. If everybody just collectively was like, let's just all right, third party, get him out, you know? Like, this dude is spending your tax dollars on a probably $78 fucking bubble blower, which is also what they called Donald Trump. No, that was Bubba blower. Sorry. I was saying that's a bubble blower. And if you've read the Epstein files, the emails where they talk about Trump blowing Bubba, that's a different thing. I was trying to make a funny dad joke and it didn't work because that blows bubbles, not Bubba. Let me show you who blows Bubba. Hold on. That blows bubbles. This blows Bubba. That was pretty good. Anyways, if you like this kind of stuff, hit subscribe. I don't even know what this is anymore. Entertainment, you know? Is it though? Is this just dystopian entertainment while we all scream while the plane's going down? You know, is like that what this is? Like, what can we do, really? You know, we're all busy just trying to afford half a gallon of gas to get to tomorrow's job. It is dark humor. Thank you, Isabel. I think that's my wheelhouse. Infotainment. Thank you. Primal Screams. That's what we are value. I'm gonna call it are you value tamed? Because I feel I value you and we're all kind of tamed. So I'm gonna call it info valuetainment. Patent pending, copyright, all rights reserved. 2026. Land of the degenerates, not of the brave. Amen to that. Platinum playa. Play on, playa. Timmy Turner has fairly odd parents that homeschooled him and didn't tell him about the underbridge trolls. I don't know what that has. Hey, what's up, Cage? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh. Is Timmy somebody in the comments? That's why I didn't get it. Don't worry. There's a bunch of Russian trolls who need to be like, listen, Donald, the Russians are like, Donald's doing everything Putin asked him to do. If you don't know, when I was playing the clip about him saying no more mail-in voting and I'm picking who gets to vote, that was the news clip. That happened on the news. A president was like, I'll curate the eligible voter list, you dummies. That was on the fucking news. You understand, like, there's no more laws. It's might makes right, like they announced. Like, they're just like, we'll do whatever we want, and what are you gonna do? Show up to work tomorrow? How else are you gonna keep your health care? Like, this is, point set match, checkmate, fucking Jumanji. I think you have to yell that at the end of the game. So this is any of those, okay? Any other association with game being over. Time running out. This is points at match. This is love nothing, if that's how you score a game. What a stupid way to score a game. This is the 19th hole. Is that a thing? I don't know. This is where Donald Trump buried his ex-wife at the fucking 19th hole. Okay? This is game over, folks. Like, if the news is presenting a news story as, hey guys, this just in, this just in. Like, I really want you to understand how I watch the news. If they're saying, hey guys, this just in, the president said you can't mail in vote and he's going to make the list of voters. Like, we don't have a country. You know what I mean? Like, I guess we can all keep pretending that speed limits matter and shit, but like, in reality, do they? I'm pretty sure it's like, what the fuck just happened?
Action in an effort to
And I love how this guy does it. I should have taken a picture of him. The guy announcing this, he's like sitting here with a nicely trimmed beard and a fucking 20-piece suit, probably a Rolex watch because he's well paid as a fucking servant of the good Lord Trump. They don't question it. I'm just here to read the news, not fucking opinion it. Facts don't care about your feelings. But when you fucking crack the news open and they're like, turns out little change to your voting regimen this week. We got a Louiston for the deets.
change the rules for mail-in voting. He's also looking to create a national list of eligible voters. Legal challenges are already looming. ABC's Lionel Moise had
Going off to you, Toledo Luini. After you, Free Luigi. Like, this guy read that off a teleprompter, staring dead-eyed, dead-souled at you because he's probably driving a 1994 convertible Corvette back to his villa where, you know, he's sleeping with a weather girl and he thinks he's got the life made at 56. He's like, I'm finally here, boys. I'm at fucking West Palm Beach News. I'm the anchor man, or wherever he is. Who cares? No one gives a shit about this guy, not even the people in his town. But this is probably why you watch me, because I can't read that story like that. Listen to this fucking dude, right?
So, looking to create a national list of eligible.
The president's looking for eligible bachelors to vote for him. And he said only those boys are allowed to. Like, I would be like, this is fucking crazy, people. Is this camera on? Do you hear what I'm saying? The president's making a list of who gets the vote. How is this dude saying this? Like, and in today's news, the president said all you black people are not allowed to vote, except for the 4 that went to his MAGA rally. And don't even think about it, women. Anyways, to you, Lionel. He's fired. Hank Cheddarson, you're now the guy. Because that's what we do in Trump's America. I want to strangle you in a loving way. Like, stop. You know, you're not presenting news at this point. This is propaganda. If you're not inserting, like, this is against everything you should stand for, and as all Americans, we should all quit our jobs collectively tomorrow and fucking take this country back. Is it not ironic that MAGA's like, we're going to take this country back and give it back to the rich kid? We're taking it back from all those poor people who've been making these stupid laws like high egg and gas. You know, all the poor people decided that it should be unaffordable. You know, we got to take this country back and give it to one of the richest rich boys, one of the richest proud boys to ever grace New York, a man for the people who spent decades on TV saying, you're fired, workers. That guy, we got to give it back to him. Not enough people with golden toilets are in charge of shit. Like, how is this news? This is what Isabel's saying. This is dark humor. Oh, if this is like a new A24 movie, I fucking love it. Is that what this is? Hold on. KBUE. What the fuck is that? Austin, Texas. Oh, this is Joe Rogan's Chet Hankerson. Chet Hankerson talking right to Joe Rogan so he doesn't get scared. We can't have that guy getting scared. He'll kick us. He does legs day every day. Every day is legs day for him. He's drinking his methylene blue. That's why his tongue's always purple. So this is Austin, Texas, just pretending like the president should be able to make some list of eligible bachelor voters. This is why I don't watch the news. This is why. Because I hear that shit. And, you know, here's who I am. You know the guys that are watching TV and their team loses some sports game and they, like, throw a shoe and crack their TV? I don't give a shit about any of that sports stuff. It's a distraction. But when I hear some Chet Hankerson getting on KVUE to talk directly to Joe Rogan about how he's a safe boy and he's on the voting list and Donald Trump has curated a special list of voters, that's the shit that makes me want to chuck my TV into the middle of the street and light it on fire. And then I can't even say, but you know what I mean? Because I feel like this is some dark humor. I feel like this is the beginning. I feel like when I was growing up, this, what is that, methylene blue? Is that seriously methylene blue? What the fuck are they doing in Austin? Anyways, special blue ultra pure butane gel. Oh, that's not, maybe that is methylene blue. I don't know what methylene blue is. I just know a bunch of right-wing grifters are like, hey man, you taking this shit? And then Jordan Peterson gets sepsis. All these people are like, are you taking your AG2s? Oh, Christ, man, you got to be taking them. And then they're all dying of sepsis. It's like, you can tell who took it. Anyways, butane might be methylene blue for all I know. Might be AG2. I don't know. I wouldn't trust anybody on YouTube to sell me fucking vitamins. I'm sorry. Oh, God, where are we as Americans? Really, we're at this point? We're at this point. Okay. But if I heard this intro to a newscast on the TV, I'd be like, oh shit, is that a new trailer for an A24 movie? Is that some dystopian sci-fi shit? where like, you know, the president unleashes monsters on the people. Like, listen to this and tell me this doesn't sound psychotic.
Taking executive action in an effort to change the rules for mail-in voting. He's also looking to create a national list of eligible voters.
I'm pretty sure this is how the Hunger Games, A Song of Fire and Dancing, started. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure this is like the intro to Hunger Games, A Song of Dancing and Fire, you know, or the Swan and the Raven, or whatever the fuck they call it. This is the Hunger. We're living in the Hunger Games. You understand that, and the news is just like, and the president today said, only certain people are going to be able to go food shopping. What do you think of that, you dummies? You better play it you. Oh, really? The president just gets to make a list of voters? What is he going to check them one by one, see if they were naughty or nice? What the fuck are we living in, man? Who is this? Tank Peterson, John Dangleson, Tiny Danglerman. What is this guy's name? They don't say it in here, and I'm very angry. Is anybody in Austin and know this guy's voice? Because I want to know his name. It's got to be like Chode Chudderton.
Legal challenges
Legal
are
challenge.
already looming.
They're already looming, and I'm just here to tell you that. And then the next guy is gonna repeat it. God, I'm pissed. All right, we'll get to the Rockefeller stuff. Everybody calm down. John D. Rockefeller. God damn, man. F Trump. Thank you, Mike. Oh, Kid Chaos says, I love everybody in the Epstein files, and I would serve in their army. Weird. 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 By the way, turns out that didn't match in Charlie Clerk's case, but it doesn't even matter because he overdosed on fentanyl. We all saw it. We all saw it, man. Where's my Rockefellian? Okay, so this is another article that I linked for you down below. If you're one of the last Americans who could read, like last of the Mohicans, but this is last of the readers. If you're one of them, because I don't think America reads anymore. Pretty sure they're into like burning the pages with words on them. When did we get there? You know, when did we get there? When we were like, you know what makes a country great? Burning all them books I disagree with. Free speech, man. Free speech. Like I could just repeat MAGA shit and just get dumber. Oh, it must be what, you know how they say ignorance is bliss? Their lives must be wonderful. They're like, as long as Dawn is breathing and farting, I'm in heaven, man. I could just watch him on the television after Chet Choderson comes on, plays a clip of him. And I'll tell you, boy, that man gives me a fresh breath of queef right in my lungs. When he speaks, all you smell is old tuna. And god damn it, that don't remind me of my mammy. I fucking hate you, MAGA. You know that, right? Like, I hate all of you. All of you. There's a special kind of hatred for it. It's the one Jesus covers his eyes, or Jesus earmuffs for. Because Jesus don't like you, but he's like, we gotta pretend to like these people. I did a whole sermon on this shit, man. Okay. But Jonathan, I think his name was Dipwad. That's why they just said D. They didn't want you to know. It was Jonathan Dipwad Rockefeller, and everybody was calling him Old Dippy. But you know, history loses that. Lost in translation. That's what the Bill Murray movie was about. So I wanted to read this to you because it's very important that we understand when institutions fail, you don't reform them. There's no reforming schools, okay? This is the one thing that we could kind of indulge MAGA in. They're destroying all the systems that most people knew, some people loved, and a lot of people trusted in like being their savior. You know, the system will stay. Pretty sure we don't have one anymore. I'm pretty sure there's a system in place to keep you fucking going to work, but the rest of the people that are their net wealth, it puts them above that. They don't play by rules. They don't. Elon Musk election fraud, Donald Trump allegations in the Epstein files. The list goes on and on. Perjury, fucking lying, embezzlement, grifting, rug pulls, fucking insider trade. I mean, the list goes. There are no rules for them. We all understand, right? But the one thing that they've done is they've collapsed this empire. It has collapsed. I know America is it's like you know, being in a different time zone. Like the rest of the world is like, oh yeah, this shit's collapsed. We have no gasoline, food's gone, everything's on fire, you know. And Americans are like, it's a little expensive, but you know, we'll get by. We'll tighten up the bootstraps again. Fucking living the dream, huh? Living the dream. But they've collapsed it, right? And that's a good thing because once you discover who the fuck made our schools the way they were, you'll be repulsed by it. And the sad thing, like I was saying, is like we love to learn. Humans like to learn. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Humans love to learn. Why do you think Donald Trump brags about being the smartest boy ever? Why do you think RFKJ is going to CPAP and telling everyone like, "Oh, Donald Trump is an eclectic, exotic brain warrior. He likes football and pro wrestling." You know, like why do you think they're all telling him he's the smartest boy? Because everybody wants to be smart, man. Everybody. That's why again I don't understand the stupidity of MAGA being like, "Yeah, let's like make everybody stupid again." You know? No, man. A cool country is like, yo, we give all the colleges to kids for free. We want the smartest kids ever. We don't want them in debt. What does that do? Oh, what does that do? Here we go. Rockefeller didn't just build oil empires. He built a power school system built for control, not freedom. He didn't want thinkers, he wanted workers. Kids trained to be obedient, punctual, silent, and efficient, never creative or curious. Carnegie and other industrials backed the model rows of desks, endless tests, no innovation, a structured design for factories, not for human freedom. So, if school felt wrong for you, here's the truth. It was never built to help you win. They wanted obedience. And there's a great Medium article on this. We're just going to read clips of it because I ain't your fucking mommy, and I ain't reading this to you like it's a goddamn bedtime story, okay? You read these at night before you go to bed. Here we go. By imposing a uniform curriculum and promoting rote memorization. Oh, God, that reminds me of the nuns. The GEB aimed to create compliant and obedient citizenry, well suited for factory work. The emphasis on conformity stifled creativity and critical thinking, limiting the potential for independent thought and innovation. Again, this is from the Dark Truth of the Educational System, shaped by John D. Rockefeller. The D stood for Dipwad, or Dinkosaurus. That name was popular in the hundreds. Let's go to this clip. All right, hold on. To truly understand the dark motivations behind Rockefeller's educational initiatives, one must explore the broader context of his industrial empire. Rockefeller, the founder of Standard Oil, still bad name. He should have called it Slippery Oil Boys. You know, then everybody would have been like, I kind of like that company, Slippery Oil Boys. What do? I don't know. Very slippery. Wielded immense power and wealth. His interest in education was not merely philanthropic. Ulterior motives, huh? It was strategic move. It was a strategic move to ensure the perpetuation of his influence and wealth. By shaping the educational system to serve the needs of industry, Rockefeller aimed to create a workforce that would be docile, subservient to the economic machine. What does that sentence remind you of? All the MAGAs who come in here and say, get a job. Oh, just like John Rockefeller wanted you to say. He wants you docile, subservient to the economic machine. Reminds me of Dr. Oz when he's like, if you guys just wouldn't retire, we could add like 3 trillion in wealth. If you just let your kids go back to the mines, the economy would do so good, man. Yeah, because it's just stellar this way it's set up. Everybody has to DoorDash after they leave their first job and before their second job. Everything is going swell right now, you know? So, MAGA, I hope you're here. Oh, hold on. God damn, chat was paused again. So MAGA. Of course, they're not going to tell me to get a job now. Come on, tell me to get a job. I want to say John Dinkelfeller Rockefeller. That was actually his name, John Dinkelfeller Rockefeller. Bad Larry. Here he goes. Oh, you could have left that, Lemony. Bad Larry said, "Why don't you just get a job?" He didn't say it in those exact words, but that's what he was trying to say. And he's not clever, so I just read it what he meant. John Jacob Jingleheimer Rockefeller. That was his name. That's it. John Jacob Jingleheimer Rockefeller. He was proud of you. He's proud of you. He's like, this is the subservient, docile boy I created for my economic machine. That's what John Rockefeller is proud of. You're still living for his legacy. You're embodying his one dying wish, Larry. Larry is totally embodying the last wish of Donald Trump's second best friend. First best friend is Epstein. He's living out his wishes, his final wishes right now. But his second best friend was John Jacob Jingleheimer Rockefeller. John Dinkel Dangleheimer Rockefeller. That was his name. And Larry is being a docile, subservient cog to the economic machine. The ulterior motive was to maintain control over the labor force, ensuring that individuals remained cogs, I just used that word, in the industrial wheel rather than empowered critical thinkers capable of challenging the status quo. That's what politicians are. They're status quoers. And MAGA is hardcore. MAGA and liberals, they're like, we just got to keep the status quo. Meanwhile, the status quo isn't even the status quo anymore. That's why Congress, twice in the past few years, had to give themselves a cost of living increase. Congress, who's paying themselves over $120,000 of your tax dollars a year, well, you're fucking not even making close to that. They are like, oh, the cost of living off this free tax money is not enough. We need to give ourselves a raise. And people are like, fight for 15. And they're like, never. You'll earn 725 until 2050 and you'll be happy about it. Like the status quoers don't even realize the status quo isn't even the status quo from when you were trying to originally status quo. The OG status quoers will tell you, they'll be like, yo, I remember when gas was this much. I remember when you could buy a house. I remember before cars had a kill switch. And you're just like, this is the new status quo. They keep raising the water line and we're fine swimming, you know? Fucking morons. So this is a great article that you should read. No voice for Larry. Yeah. Well, Larry's voice wasn't important anyways. It wasn't like he was adding to the conversation. What's up, Bob? Good to see you. Camo pajamas. Obviously, the New World Order. Yep. Larry has a humiliation kink. A lot of MAGA does, That's why, I mean, why else? I showed you this earlier, but I'm going to do it again. Hold on. Let me show you this one first. That's funny. Here you see JeanBenet Ramsey all grown up, married to this guy. Oh, he's a pouty girl. But this is why MAGA has a humiliation kink easily. You're not a grown man of this stature, right? Of like, I don't know, 5'4". You don't stand in front of American flag. You don't take a picture in front of American flag and then go online to tell everyone you tore it up. This is a humiliation kink. I would have loved to see in the comments. I'm not on whatever this site is. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing Facebook. Maybe it's MySpace. Is Tumblr still a thing? Maybe it's Vine. I don't know what he posted this on, but you're not like a grown man who's like, a couple months ago, you're like very proud to meet the proudest of the Proud Boys, and then be like, he broke up with me. I hate him. I didn't like him anyway. I didn't even like him anyways. Are you sure, Bruce? Are you sure, Bruce? If you don't really like him, why would you take a picture with him? I'm not asking people I dislike to take photos. I'm like, hey man, I really don't like you that much. You think I can get a picture? You know what I mean? Like none of this shit makes sense. Besides the fact that he got broken up with. Donald Trump, who was never dating him in the first place, but never put it past him. He does blow Bubba. Donald Trump did not care about this guy. He didn't even know his name. And Bruce over here falling in love with the fucking real girl or whatever. Lars and the real girl over here. He's like, look, I thought you loved me. This is the funniest humiliation kink MAGA has. Here's the soy boy in Arkansas with the soy farm. That's why I call him a soy boy, because what else would you call a soy farmer besides a soy boy? It's like a cowboy, but with soy. Do you get it? They're the soy boys. They ride out into the farm and they wrangle some soy. They wrestle. But this is the farmer in Arkansas who's saying, Donald Trump, you said you loved me. I'll keep this photo up. You looked at me, sir, and you said, I love you. I need to see the fruit of your love. MAGA has a humiliation kink. That's what it is, man. That's what this shit is. 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 You know what I mean? That's what this shit is. You can't take that photo and fucking he prepared for this. He was like, oh, honey, 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 the big military planes are coming. It's like when you take your little kid outside and you fucking see the trash truck going by and you're like, do this. And they're like, bah, bah. You know, and your kid's like, he did it. He did the thing. You're like, isn't that cool? You're like, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. You know, this is what Kid Rock's doing with our tax. Here's our tax dollars. If you don't know, this is our tax dollars. And here's Kid Rock being like, oh, mom, they're here. You gotta film this and then put it online. Everyone's gonna think I'm the coolest proud boy ever. He's like, dun, 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 salute you. He's like, I couldn't be the G.I. Joes, but I love you, sir. I pledge allegiance to your tax money for spending it on coming to my house. Would you guys want to sleep over? Look at this shit. You have to understand. This motherfucker was like, take my camera and film me. Watch this. Dun, 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 dun. And then he posted it online. You're saying MAGA doesn't have a humiliation kink? Thank you, Lemony Snickets. You're telling me the fucking people who post this, very proud to meet the proudest of the Proud Boys at Bitcoin Con, not for convention, for like I'm conning you out of your money and your fucking love, and then be like, oh, we're broken up. I don't even like him anymore. Fuck. He said he loved me. You know what I mean? Like, Bruce, you're an embarrassment to America, bro. Fuck. Dude. Dude, get a grip. He's a president. He didn't like you. He didn't even know your name. You know? You're like, I donated here. I donated $60,000 of my own money. He's a trillionaire. He stole all our money. He stole much more from us than you willingly gave to him, Bruce. $60,000. Where's that shit? I hate that they crossed out New Hampshire. Who knows 03824? We got to put up some flyers in that neighborhood of this. If seen, find the broken heart for Bruce Fenton. That's what I want to do. I want to drive up to New Hampshire with some printouts of this photo and saying, lost, broken heart. Please return to Bruce Fenton. Like, you fucking cuck, dude. What business does he own? Is it a crypto thing or is it an IRL crypto shop, you know? I would imagine a crypto shop IRL is probably like a vape shop, but you go in and you're like, oh, that Lexius tastes good, man. That's a good hit. I love that. What is that? Fucking, what kind of crypto is that? Delicious. Do you have any pink flamingo? You know? Like, does he own a real crypto store or is it a digital one? You know, what does Bruce do? What does Bruce do? We need to figure this out. So we're gonna be like, we should just call him and play I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I wish I could play music on my YouTube channel. Please hit subscribe and the notification bell. I'm pretty sure once you get big enough, like YouTube can't make any laws against you. Isn't that how America works? Like once you're big enough, like no laws apply to you. That's what we're seeing with the Epstein files and shit. So if you guys could hit subscribe, and then I'm pretty sure I just play whatever music I want, and I'm like, YouTube, did you not see how big my audience is? I can do whatever the fuck I want, man. It's the law of the jungle on YouTube. But I say we all call Bruce, you know, call his work, say, no, not interested in crypto. I just wanted to, I'm all out of love. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But if any of you guys go to Valenti VODs, I love him. And just tell him, like, hey man, promote this dude, you know? Let's get him to that stature. Hold on. Bruce is broken hearted. They got a humiliation kink. Maggots calling anyone beta. Yeah, guys, this should be the new MAGA bumper sticker or t-shirt. You don't get to call anyone beta cucks, soy boys, nothing. Like, guys, I'm pretty sure I've never known a grown adult, female or male, to like get so mad at a president they tore up a photo like their lover just cheated and posted online. Like, I'm pretty sure you could have just done. Maybe Bruce doesn't know. Like, not everything has to be a photo. Oh no, wait, he knows. He knows. He knows because he posted this long. Like, this dude is so scorned. He spent most of his day writing out a letter about how mad he is about the president broke his heart. Fucking pathetic, man. This is so pathetic. Holy Shinto. Holy Shinto. You know, it's almost as embarrassing as posting a video like this. I salute you. Or is this? It's almost as embarrassing. Oh my God. What was your parent? You know, like, what kind of genetic is that? These are the genetics you want to reproduce? I don't know about that, man. That is quite the gullet. I know pelicans that are like, hey, man, fucking put that thing away. Look at these people. Look at these people. He's holding a bubble wand. I wish they got a shot of him like skipping through the park with this bubble wand. That's Lindsey Graham. If you are in North Carolina, his district, just know he's wasting your tax money on buying $70 bubble wands. I'm all out of love. Oh, I was gonna show you this when I talked about the layoff thing. Oracle, you know, Fart Ellison, that's the son, and Larry Ellison is the dad. They own Oracle. They're like quadrillionaires. There's not even a word for how much money and power they have. And they're doing so well, they thought, "Ooh, why don't we just lay off about 30,000 people?" Which, you know, that's, hey, are there any MAGA Econ 101 guys in the chat where they could tell me how great this is for the economy? Sure, they could. Oh, here it is. He's the CEO of Chainstone Labs. Hold on, I gotta look this up. And he spent $60 trying to buy Donald Trump's love. Man, you should have just sent him a nudie birthday card. He would have paid closer attention to you. What the fuck is it called? Chainstone Labs? Oh, Chainstone Labs Inc. This is a Bitcoin scam. Founded in 2017 by Bitcoin advocate Bruce Fenton. Bitcoin Advocate is a Boston-based financial tech firm. Ooh, he's Boston-based. Oh, as a stealth mode startup and incubator, it provides adversary services to institutions. It develops security tokens used in public blockchains, including a notable project on Ravencoin. Oh my God! So this is a like Logan Paul venture. This is like he's probably trying to partner up with the Paul brothers. This is fucking hilarious. Contact us. Oh man, Bruce. Oh, there's no phone number? I was gonna try to call him right now and just say, yeah, it's Bruce there. I'm just worried about him. Have you seen Bruce? Have you heard from Bruce today? I know he gave Donald Trump $60,000 thinking he's in love, but I'm just very concerned. I saw this wild post online where he tore up a picture of him and the president. I can't do it. You can't do it laughing. You have to be like, I'm blockchain subsidiaries, chainmail.com. What is this thing called? Chainstones? Hello, is this TGI Chainstones? Yes, I'm calling. I was very concerned. I saw an alarming post from Bruce. Yes, is he all right? He's crying in his office. Put him on the phone. Let me talk to him. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. So funny. So funny. These absolute dipshits owning themselves online. Like, we can't even make fun of them. You can't even make fun of these people when they're tearing up pictures, playing fucking Sade and crying online about he didn't even like me. He wasn't even my first choice to go to the prom. He lied. He lied. Bruce. Goddamn. Well, this would be a good ad. Listen, if you're looking into betting on some Raven coin, I introduce you to a guy who doesn't like liars. Bruce Fenton. Bruce Fenton does not like liars. Hold on. He used to like liars. He used to really, really, really like liars. But since his little online tirade, learning a very valuable lesson, no more. He does not like liars. Invest with us, Bruce Fenton, Chainstone Labs. Bruce, I'm pretty sure I could do ads for you, bro. I'm pretty sure you can hire me. I'm very expensive, and I don't take Bitcoin. I don't take that imaginary shit, man. I want some greenbacks in my fucking money, you know? Bruce, how far away from you are a mended heart? Would you say about 2 weeks away, Bruce? You think 2 weeks is a good heart recovery time? A broken heart recovery time?
It's dangerous levels of 2 weeks away.
That is dangerous levels is 2 weeks away. You're right. I'll consult you in 2 weeks and see if you're still 2 weeks away. Bruce. Can everybody do
May his almighty and eternal arms of providence stretch over them and protect them and bring them peace.
Okay. I just want to take a moment to pray for Bruce Fenton. Bruce, dear Lord and Savior, and handsomest God ever. I wonder if that works. Dear very handsome Lord or lady, dear God in the clouds above. Right now we're praying for a wounded soldier on the battlefield of love named Bruce Fenton. Lord, if you, if you could look over his broken heart and mend it, it would really do us all a favor. We need to see the next venture out of Chainstone Labs and Bruce Fenton's amazing Ravencroft technology. We're deeply concerned about my man Bruce. He's posting shattered heart images online in a metaphor of a photo with him and the president, who he thought was in love with him, and turns out it wasn't. He lied, your lord. Dear my lord of my lady, dear handsomest God in the clouds up above, your hair looks good today, so I hope I have your attention. You're the best God we've ever had, and a lot of people are saying the best God ever. But dear Lord, we're looking after Bruce today. Please, dear Lord, could you please mend a broken heart? There have been many a song about it, and Bruce clearly doesn't know any of them because he's posting mad shit online about how he's scorned. He was scorned by the Donald, the guy who's cheated on all of his wives, some with children. Bruce didn't see that and then felt cheated on because he was lied to, Lord. And like I said, you are a handsome, or beautiful, Lord, whichever you prefer, I do not know. When you came to this mortal coil, you had worn a dress, so I don't care. But anyways, Lord, please look after our good pal Bruce. He is hurting right now. He is deeply in pain. Could you wrap it up for us, Keg Hog's Breath?
In the name of Jesus Christ. And amen.
Amen.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. and Good morning,
The
Amen.
pilots.
Amen. Thank you, Hog's Keg Breath. Thank you. Hold on. No, Stephenson. Guys, you got to let some of the MAGA speak. I know that will take a second to get to you. But you gotta say, this guy thinks he's doing a real job. Is that what you hear me say? If this was my real job, boy, would you be jealous. Let me tell you. It's not. Hit subscribe and notification bell. But let me tell you, that guy, whatever his name was, I don't remember his name, is making John Dinkelheimer Rockefeller very proud today because his aim to create a workforce that would be docile and subservient and tell others to get a real job. Why don't you get a job? You are living your life in honor of the great robber baron, John Dinkelheimer Rockefeller Schmidt. So I just want you to know you're really bringing honor to the billionaires of old. Your billionaire ancestors are very proud. What would they be saying right now? They'd be like, that's the domicile subservient workforce I was looking for, you know? Where they go online to a creative, to a guy who's doing something with his life and speaking out because a job does nothing. What are you doing? Making somebody else rich? This actually does something. This connects with people, it builds community, it organizes, it wakes people up. But you go to a job where you're told what to fucking do and you keep your head down, you wait till the bell rings, and then you yabba dabba doo right off the dinosaur, and you go home and you're like, well, ma! And you are doing nothing besides making John Dinkelheimer Rockefeller very proud to have created a docile, subservient, proud boy. I know you're proud. That's why you came into the comments. Birdman didn't get a response, so he just kept repeating the joke. Ah, yes. A very lonely boy. A lonely, proud boy. The irony. Why not start your own business? Another great mind that John Dinkelheimer Rockefeller created, a docile subservient. Why don't you just become the boss? And that way you could find some people to exploit and make John even prouder. You could be the John Dinkelheimer in this scenario. Yeah, that's it, buddy. Oh, he saw through the Matrix, man. You just become the John. You just become the John. God, do any of these fucking people have a fucking brain between their fucking ears? You disappoint me. Maybe not your parents. Maybe your parents are like, look at us. We raised a good landlord. Look at us. Look at the we're proud of our landlord. Oh, little Bobby's doing fine. He owns many empty homes. He can't get them to sell on Airbnb because everybody's trying to afford gas, but what a great landlord we raised. He'd make Grandpappy Rockefeller Dinkefeller proud. And what are we reading? Did someone say? This is The Dark Truth of the Educational System, shaped by John Dinkelheimer Rockefeller Schmidt. That's my name too. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. Yeah, no shit. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys every fucking day. All these people just want you to work. That's it. They don't give a shit if you think you're the boss, or you go to work for somebody, or you're like going to work and then doing shorts on your passive income fucking index cards. They just want you participating in the system that they have rigged, that they are getting wealthy off of, and that they are having you pay into more than ever. Has anybody talked to a CPA? Anybody talked to your tax guy about Donald Trump's tax cuts? I have. And you know what my CPA asked me? He was like, "How old are you?" And that stumped me. I was like, 25? And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't know how old I am." It's like, what the fuck is age anyways? How many times I went around the fucking sun? I don't know. I'm not keeping track, man. My parents died a long time ago. I'm surprised I even know when my birthday is, you know? But he was like, "I feel bad for your generation." He goes, "Because what the boomers are doing to you is saddling you with an uncomprehensible debt." He was like, "You don't even understand." He was like, "People don't even know what the fuck's happening right now." And this was a tax guy, you know? And the whole time I'm like, so all the poor people ain't getting a big fucking tax refund like Mike Grinda Johnson said. He's like, "Oh no, stupid. Oh no, stupid. No. They're saddling you with a lot of debt that they're imbibing on right now." My parents couldn't tell me shit either. Oh, see, Joe D likes Section 8. It should be. We should all have Section 8. You know, guaranteed with our tax money what the rent is. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Everybody, Joe D says everybody should have Section 8. You know, the government should help subsidize housing so nobody in America goes without a home. You know, probably because MAGA hates the homeless so much. They're disgusting, right? Anybody who's outside of a home is gross. MAGA, they're so afraid of everything, man. I couldn't imagine living like that. I couldn't imagine thinking like trans people are out to get me, books are out to get me, homeless people are out to get me. Like, wow, no wonder you're such 2A people, though you don't use them unless it's, you know, women or children. Um, it's really something else when you think about it. Like I couldn't imagine leaving the house feeling like, yeah, the green M&Ms, they're at that convenience store, they're all trying to turn me gay. You know, like I couldn't imagine living like that. What a pathetic existence. You know, you should write a novel or something, MAGA. About how like, ooh, the green M&Ms and the new radical left tried to give you healthcare, and it was horrifying. And then halfway through the book, you just write, "I died of cancer." I think that'd be a great book. That would be an awesome read, especially if you just had like 150 pages empty at the end, you know? And it's like, the AI insurance company denied my claim. I died of cancer. And then it was still 150 more pages, but they were all blank, so people thought the book was longer. That's like very on par for MAGA too, to just grift. Hey man, I thought I was paying for a whole book. This guy died halfway through. Okay, so yeah, that's what this was, just in case you were wondering. Did we go over everything else? I don't know. I don't know. What day is it? Oh, is it a work day? Yeah, probably. Probably. Here's America. Here's America. This sums it all up. This isn't even street art. The street art is behind that. Does that think you're landlords? Ooh, that guy better be careful. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you, you know? I think we all just need to have a good laugh sometimes and realize, wait, let me get my AB lean. Hippie, you know? Oh, hold on. Look, that's the coin. I don't know why they would put him pooping standing up, but that apparently that's the look he wanted, you know? If work was good for you, the rich would leave none for the poor. In honor of all the Haitians persecuted here in America. I want you to think about that. If work were good for you, right? Like the money they hoard, the money that can buy health insurance here in America, the money that can keep you alive by buying water and food and shelter and clothes. They don't leave any for you. The rich are hoarding it all. And we're trying to tax them. I was going to talk about that because here, I'll play a quick clip. Of Jamie Dickman. Is that what his name is? Jamie Dickman, JP Morgan Chase chairman and CEO. Oh, he's got to have some good thought. I really want to hear from him. What is this? Fox News? Excellent. When you're talking about tax the wealthy, you really want to hear from the guys who have too much money.
So what do people say? What do you say to people like Bernie Sanders, who says it every day, 20 times a day, billionaires and millionaires don't pay their fair share?
I don't know what he means by fair share.
Oh, I'll tell you. You pay a lower tax rate than us working people. Is that easy enough?
Listened to that my whole life, and I don't know what he means. I mean, I think that we could ignore.
I don't know how you became CEO if you're this stupid. I'm gonna be very honest. This is why they don't have me interview these guys. Be like, really, you don't understand what he means by fair share, and you're the CEO? Ooh, gross. I wouldn't trust you with my money. So Bernie Sanders says, okay, Jamie, let me clear things up for you. If my 5% wealth tax on billionaires was enacted, you'd owe 135 million more in taxes, and a family of four making 150,000 or less would receive a $12,000 payment. Oh, and you'd still be worth $2.5 billion. Here's what Bernie Sanders isn't considering. MAGA, I got you on this. How is Jamie Dickman? Is that his name? Dieman? How is Jamie Dieman? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Jamie Dieman. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Jamie Man. It's Dimon. Oh, it's Mun. Jamie Mun. MAGA, I got you. How is he supposed to survive off $2.5 billion? How? Was that yacht gonna fuel itself? I don't think so. You know? What is his fifth home in the archipelago of fucking Epsteinia going to just like water itself or whatever they do there, oil itself up? You think his indentured servants are gonna lube themselves up? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. This is a pretty penny he's spending on those bottles of baby oil. You know, that's what people forget. Those Diddy parties did not happen for free. Those were very, very expensive. Okay. People forget that. Like when you're on the Lolita Express, that isn't like they don't just pull up to the airport and be like, hey, give us free gas. Like, guys, when Howard Lutnick took his private boat to Epstein Island for brunch and left with all his kids, he left with all his kids. He said that, not me. He said, I left with all my children. Because, you know, when you're a parent, you go out to brunch, you go, I left with all my kids. that shit doesn't fund itself, guys. How is Jamie Dye, man, going to live off $2.5 billion? And I know I'm at MAGA. MAGA. I know you're living off what, 37.5 a year, you know, heat shut off a couple of times, one egg in the fridge, so you're feeling a little sassy. I understand it. You're living off of much less. And I know some MAGA's like, hey man, I'm a Bitcoinologist. I make 100,000 a year. I know you think you're rich. I know. Because compared to all the plebes you help depress, you are very wealthy. You're 100,000-aire. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. He goes on a vacation a year. Whew. And it's not outside the country, it's to the lake down the road, which now I think Jeff Bezos owns. Or it's a data center. I don't know. But I know MAGA, you're like, hey man, I get by on less. But really, this Brian Drinksmead, I don't know what his name is on Fox News. Brian Drinksmead. Brian Hogsmeade. That's what it is. Brian Hogsmeade is not asking the proper questions. Like, Jamie, how would you ever fucking get by on 2.5 billion? like, like, you know, what are you gonna do? Shut the heat off at your fucking second and third and fourth vacation home? You know, it's just not gonna happen. It gets chilly in fucking Dubai, you know, at night occasionally. Oh, he's not going there anymore. It gets chilly in the fucking Caribbean when the storm rolls in. He just likes to crank the heat, guys. They don't give a fuck.
Acknowledge their flaws and attack the flaws. I don't think just taxing someone is going to attack the flaws. Matter of fact,
Oh, ooh. Jimmy. Or Jimmy. I think his name is Vajimi. Vajimi. Yeah, I get that. Don't tax anybody. You know. Well, he's saying that at tax time and we're all paying more in taxes than we ever have before because Donald Trump had to give him a tax break. He's like, well, you don't just tax somebody, do you? I'm pretty sure I've never been taxed. What, are you crazy? You're going to tax me now? Binary Ghost, thank you for the $10 super chat. You're forgetting that it's not liquid money. That's just asset worth, man. Likely company shares. To tax them, you have to give them an income again. No, we tax unrealized gains. No. We the people are gonna fucking tax the shit out of their bullshit fucking make believe fucking. Ooh, I don't have any money. It's not liquid. Okay, smelt it down then, bitch. What is your net worth on paper? We'll just tax that. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do, binary. So I get what you're saying. You have to stop allowing stocks as loan collateral, or we just fucking tax all their stock worth. You know, that's his name. I think his name is Vajimi Stockworth. This is like a bad episode of fucking DuckTales, you know, where Scrooge is just like, you're gonna tax me? How the fuck am I gonna swim in my money? You guys are selfish. Poor people. A bunch of selfish poor people. Do you not understand that Scrooge McDuck has to swim in that money every episode at the beginning? He's diving the fuck in. You know, like, and you want to take some of that away so it's shallow and he has to put up a no diving in the coin pin sign? My Christ. God, always thinking about yourself, always wanting free shit. Go ahead, Vajimi Stockman.
I don't think most American citizens believe that if we taxed $1 trillion more and sent it down to Washington, D.C., that the country would be worse off. I think what they believe is that money be given out to special interest groups and the friends of this politician, that politician.
You're right, Vajami. You're right, Vajami Stockman. We need to ensure healthcare for all and not through, you know, the jobs you create. We need to ensure that they get Section 8 housing stipends, like Jebediah said, or whatever that maggot was. We need to make sure that we're subsidizing food prices and we maybe just nationalize the food. You know, we nationalize the electric, nationalize the Wi-Fi, and we should fund it like that. And then that way, you know, you're not the only one with internet, buddy. So you're right.
We need policy that drives growth, and that's regulatory
He's saying he wants regulations. I don't think this bitch is ready for the regulations.
Policy. I think immigration policy that we should have allow more merit-based and
Merit based. What's your merit? You didn't know what fair share meant, and you're CEO. I don't think you get to talk about merit.
citizenship. I think we should double the earned income tax credit. Like literally, if you are making $14,000 to $15,000 a year,
I don't think he's legally allowed to talk about anybody making $14,000 or $15,000 a year when you're a two billionaire. Like Donald Trump said, 2 Corinthians. He's a 2 billionaire. I don't think I'm pretty sure his pants just lit on fucking fire when he referenced a $14,000 a year person. You're not alive at that point. If you're making 14 grand a year, you're like, huffing gas right now. And you're like, I don't know, this has to be my dinner and my job.
the government give you 12, not just 6. And I think that money in the hands of people working.
I think we just tax you and guarantee a bunch of shit for the people.
Social outcomes, more home ownership, less crime.
Oh yeah, that will make home ownership better. Guys, his idea for home ownership is you give somebody making 14 grand a year a tax credit. So you give them 12 back. So they're making 26 a year. And then they can buy a $500,000 home. Wait a minute. I don't want to look into it, but I'm pretty sure. Is he one of the ones that crashed the economy in 2008? Is he like a Larry Summers and pal and company? I'm pretty sure like that's not how you get home ownership, buddy. You're like, you see, the problem is these people making 14 grand a year aren't getting enough tax credits. What kind of fucking moron goes on TV and think that's the talk? Well, I guess he's talking to the American audience. He's talking to Fox News. So they're like, yeah, that's it. The problem isn't people are making 14 grand in America. The problem is they're not getting the appropriate tax credit, so then they can buy a home. What fucking mortgage payment do you think exists with making 14 grand a year, Vajamie? Holy fucktard.
And less recidivism.
Guys, if you don't despise this motherfucker and hate all that comes out of his mouth, something's severely wrong with you. Okay? Okay. I can't do any more of this tax shit. This tax shit exhausts me. I will play some of this.
January of this year, Google co-founder Sergey Brin made his first major political donation.
Sergey Brin, I like to call him Sergey Brin in honor of all my gay friends. So Sergey Brin of Google, I think he like Googled something once and they were like, oh, dude, you created it, man. So Sergey Brin made his first political donation. Why? Tune in tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's to fight the wealth tax because, he's like a trillionaire. And fuck, man, if he even dips below a trillion, is he even respected anymore? Is Sergey Brin even going to be respected if he's not a 100 billionaire? Like you got to understand the circles he's in, man. Peter Palantir Eater, Joe Epstein, or whatever his name was, Elon Musk, Tom Google, Tim Apple. This is the company he's keeping. And if you don't have hundreds of billions, they just they pants you. They pants you. I don't know what to say. They do it every time. Every time they're like, look at this guy. Look at poor people underwear. So Sergey Brin made a donation in California so he doesn't have to be a less billionaire, have less billions. Well, he wouldn't even have less billions. We'll talk about this tomorrow, though. Tim Apple. You know Tim Apple, mad about brows. We all know Tim Apple. You have to call him that after the president forgot his name and instead of calling him Tim Cook was like, Tim Apple's a good guy. He gave me a gold block once. So I excluded him from all my tariffs. And once Donald Trump says something, everybody's got a kowtow and be like, yeah, right, sir. That is Tim Apple. Stupid dick was going by Tim Cook for a long time, but he is Tim Apple. And we're gonna legally change his name because we're the government. So what's he gonna do about it? We'll send him a new ID, sir, just like you requested. Like this is the timeline we're living in. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault. Not my fault. MAGA did this. very proud of our boys and girls that are going to the moon again. Kind of jealous. Kind of jealous. There's no capitalism on the moon. Just think about that. Just ponder. Tonight, I want you to. I have a homework assignment before we meet again tomorrow. I'm gonna play some music for you. Don't you worry. Before we meet again tomorrow, I want you to go out and stare at the moon and just think, what would it be like on the moon? What was that Sesame Street song? Remember when Ernie was like singing about hallucinating because he had a bad dream or something? I think Bert gave him some acid and he was like, I think I'm living on the moon. Sesame Street in the 70s and 80s was fucking nuts. That was Jim Henson's experimental time. It was go watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what I mean? Like I learned to count so quick because I was like, God damn, man, this is like a blacklight poster come to life. Oh, BTS wants to be respected so bad. Oof. Is BTS like is that in honor of the K-pop band? BTS. Love it, dude. What's up, little D? New Jersey, NJ. I hate this timeline too. 50-year mortgage. It's all the 50-year mortgage. That's all you gotta say. Hey, we made guys, we made America great. 80-year mortgage. We did it. We did it. I have seen the mountaintop, and it was a 75-year mortgage, folks. Enjoy. You'll own that house. Oh, what's that? Wait, somebody's telling me that our our life expectancy is declining in America. Oof, might not own that house. No, are you serious, Charlie? The Pointer Sisters sang that? I'm telling you, Sesame Street was on a different level. 100-year non-transferable mortgages. I love BTS. That's a great idea. Hey man, you know how most of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? Dude, just buy your home in cash. Did you not consider that? Stupid. Stupid. That's what all the Epstein associates do. They just pay it in cash, man. Thanks. Loans. You just heard Jamie Demon talking about all them people making 14 grand a year. Just buy your home in cash, idiots. What are you buying avocado toast? What are you eating food? Oh, rich people don't do that. They take it in enema form. $16 tones. Just put your yacht up for collateral. Come on, man. Inherited cash. Yeah, guys. Shot Dixie. Guys, just buy your home with inherited cash. Stupid. That's what all the Trump kids have done, including Donald. He just inherited his dad Fred Trump's cash. You too, if you just studied Econ 101, you too could crash an economy. God, man. Stop like doing art and stuff, you bunch of hippies. Just learn capitalism, idiots. God, man, you'd really be in a different position if you had inherited cash like that kid, you know? I love it. I love it. You guys are fucking hilarious. And you think you're serious people, but you're not. Okay. Let me be very clear. All you serious, very serious Proud Boys out there, you're not serious people. You're crashing the world economy right now. Your choices have led to a deviant, debaucherous, odious character who is all over the Epstein files and an absolute grifting pervert who is in the White House, who made your gas $8 a gallon, all on his own. He was just like, it's a Saturday. Why don't we just close the Strait of Hormuz? And now he's been bitching about it for 31 days, saying, like, we won the war, but we need everybody's help, but we really, really want it. We just don't want to win it anymore. So could you guys please do something about this? And maybe I'll just quit the war. How's that? How's that playing out? Maybe we'll just leave and we'll reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Gas prices won't come down because, it's making my friends a lot of money and they like a lot of money and you like paying it, right? It's what you voted for. Oh, I fucking hate this timeline. Music theory. Oh, Bob. Music theory is one of the most fascinating things to me. Why? Because it's dangerous. That's what we need. We need people in charge of things who did music theory. So anytime you like that's the most dangerous. I'll leave you with this thought. You want to understand danger? The people that can write a fucking pop song, okay? Britney Spears, her handlers, Katy Perry, Harriet Styles. I think William Eilish writes her own songs, but she probably understands music theory because she's a nepo baby too. Um, but you want to talk about dangerous? You want to talk about a Pied Piper of fascism? Just get somebody who knows real good music theory, and as soon as anybody steps out of line, they will release a hit that would subliminally put you fall in order, act accordingly, fall in line. My God, that would be the most dangerous. That will be the true end of the world. When I see a music theorist in control of shit, you will know that they have the mark of the beast. Okay. It's crazy thought, awesome thing, great stuff. Jazz musicians are insanely talented. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bulletproof Boy Scout. Oh yeah, I know BTS is Bulletproof Boy Scouts. It's actually a political thing too, from what I've learned, because I was very fascinated, because they have to all do their military service, right? And they were like, "Nah, we're the Boy Scouts." I don't know the whole story, but I'm fascinated by that stuff. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool to learn. Gas in NorCal, $5.69. Yeah, I just paid $4 for gas. I was bragging. I could only get 2 gallons this time, guys. All 2 of them. So all you suckers only getting 1 gallon. That's MAGA. MAGA's like, feel bad for you. You could only get 2 gallons, huh? I got 3. Suck it. We're great again. All right, guys. My husband studied jazz theory and audio engineer. I love audio engineering. I love that. Okay, that's it for me, man. Hit subscribe and notification bell. God bless you. Whichever God wants you to bless him. Um, we'll do some more stuff tomorrow. If my back is fucking killing me, man. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for being comrades. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. That's what's important. We all make each other a little more sane, and hopefully we have some laughs along the way. You know what I mean? I had a good laugh when old Hog Keg's breath was like, "In Jesus' name, murk all our enemies." Amen. Orion, good to see you, man. Good to see you, homie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Your back is hurting too. Yo, my back has been bugging me for like a month now. And it's just like I'm at work and I feel like there's a fiery boot kicking me in the spine. And the beautiful thing is, like, in America, you can't afford to use the healthcare you've already paid for. So that's kind of like the funny part about it. Amazing. Like and subscribe for lower egg. Thank you, Dusty. Dusty, I love you. So good to see you guys. Hit the thumbs up. I think that's the like one. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join me tomorrow, where we talk about more things that if they were good for you, the rich would leave none for you. Just rename the show. If it was good for you, the rich wouldn't leave any for you. All right, guys. Peace.